A directive to the federal government ending the weaponization of government against the political adversaries of the previous administration, as we've seen.
Let's go, DT. Donald Trump's in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Donald Trump's making stuff happen right now. He ain't got time to be playing those stupid little games. Let's go, Trump. We got a late start, guys. I had to do a little run this morning.
Appreciate it.
You didn't get hurt over that. Donald Trump's in the house. USA, 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 USA. 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 Right, let's go. Let's go, Trump. Let's go. Can I get a hallelujah? Can I get an amen? Feels like the Holy Ghost.
All right, you're just seeing them wrap this up as Trump signs that flurry of executive orders after this inaugural parade at Capital One Arena there in the heart of Washington, D.C. And I believe that's the last time we'll really hear likely Trump speak, but he's going to go back to the Oval Office. Plenty of work still to do.
Let's go, Trump.
Just those more executive orders, but also potentially pardoning some January 6th defendants. We'll see if that comes down tonight. We'll keep an eye on it, but you can see plenty of people leaving the stage. A busy day on Inauguration, a Monday here that we're following on live now from Fox for the second term of Donald Trump.
Go, Trump. Let's
a new look inside of that, not really done previously in the past with just some of these inaugurations, but frigid temperatures, snow on the ground. Certainly the reason behind why they held the inauguration, the swearing in, not outside the Capitol steps, but inside the Capitol Rotunda. And of course, we are following it in full here on Live Now from Fox, just what was taking place. And I almost want to take you back because it was an interesting sight to see him toss the pens that he just signed these executive orders into the crowd there at Capital One Arena. So, of course, he's heading back to the Oval Office. We'll likely see it on that. The motorcade
Let's
is
go,
outside,
Donald Trump.
very, very soon to watch it unfold in real time. Day number one for President Trump in his second term there in Washington, D.C. And let's go back right now really quickly here to that final moment of him signing these executive orders. And let me list them for you if you missed it, talking about 78 revisions of executive orders made by President Biden, a regulatory freeze, a freeze on federal hiring, a return to full-time in-person work, cost of living crisis, an executive order on that. Also, the main one that got the most cheers, the withdrawal from the Paris Climate Accord there, also a letter to the UN, also reverting free speech and the censorship, so getting back to free speech and certainly the First Amendment, and also the ending of the weaponization of government against political adversaries. So those were just some of the moments inside of that initial batch of executive orders.
So again,
a live look there inside of this Capital One Arena, signing those new executive orders, and also sending the pens to the crowd of supporters, cheers, and the like inside of this. So let's take you out just really briefly, because it was a moment to behold there for this the second Trump term. Let's just watch him as he hands it over to the crowd and listen back in one more time.
Let's go, Trump. Let's go. USA.
You can see there people taking pictures of this pen that just signed some of those executive orders. And of course, we talked about the executive orders, but we're also learning about new pieces of legislation, including the Laken-Riley Act that passed the Senate tonight while this event was going on. And also there with the first part of his cabinet, the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio. We heard from Senator Chuck Schumer on the floor just a little bit ago saying that he would vote in favor of the appointment, the nomination there of Marco Rubio. So that is now in place. So,
really?
Of course, we're following it all very closely. A busy day throughout it. Thank you so much for tuning in for all of these events here on Live Now from Fox 4.
Can you not find
what we were following for Inauguration Day, a historic day there as Trump left the stage, heading back to the Oval Office, back into his office for a second term. Again, a live picture inside of that Capital One Arena. You can see the shot going a little bit shaky, but we also have this one high atop as the crowd filtering out. But it was good that they made sure people were in good condition, not concerned about just the well-being of people, very concerned about the well-being of people due to all of those frigid temperatures there in our nation's capital on this day. So watching it unfold, the swearing in, a historic day. We talked about the pomp and circumstance of it all unfolding in real time in that Capitol Rotunda, certainly reminiscent of what happened back in 1985. Of course, I also want to put up this here on Live Now from Fox of some of these executive actions in place, talking about the revisions of those 78 Biden-era executive orders, the regulatory freeze on federal hiring, all federal workers returning to the office, the cost of living crisis, the withdrawal from the Paris Climate Accord, a letter to the UN about this withdrawal, the freedom of speech, no more censorship, and also talking about the end of the weaponization of government. All right, let's take you right now out to our Fox 5 team on the ground in Washington, D.C. as they figure out what's going on here on this Inauguration Day, wrapping it up from our nation's capital.
Bush and Obama. And during the ceremony, President Trump sworn in by Chief Justice Roberts and Vice President J.D. Vance sworn in by Justice Brett Kavanaugh. President Trump now the only second commander-in-chief to serve non-consecutive terms. In his inaugural address, the president laying out an optimistic vision of where he plans to lead the country, saying America is entering a new era of national success.
The golden age of America begins right now. From this day forward, our country will flourish and be respected again all over the world. We will be the envy of every nation, and we will not allow ourselves to be taken advantage of any longer. During every single day of the Trump administration, I will very simply put America first.
That's right, baby. That's all we ever asked for. We just want to be number one.
First Lady attending a luncheon at Statuary Hall. Just moments ago, President Trump signing a host of executive orders inside of Capital One Arena, including items concerning immigration, energy, as well as the pardon of some January 6 defendants.
We have team coverage for you tonight on this historic day.
Josh Rosenthal joining us live near Capital One Arena with reaction to the inaugural parade and so much that just concluded minutes ago. Hi, Josh.
Hey guys, yeah, we've got reaction coming up in just a minute. First, though, I do want to point out, it feels like, at least down here by Capital One Arena, that's the arena there in the distance, you can see the big screen up there, it does feel like a bit of a transitory period. I say that for a few different reasons. One, the event just wrapped up. You can see here behind me all these gates and stuff, this whole huge security apparatus that was up for much of the day. It's coming down now. Also, one other thing that we've seen, you know, a lot of these balls are starting to happen. People are starting to get ready for them. That means you see people in tuxedos and ball gowns. In fact, we were in a McDonald's a few blocks over, just staying warm during some of those speeches, and we saw a number of people in the McDonald's in tuxes, in ball gowns. They're looking good. Let me introduce you to a couple of people we just met. Come on up here. This is Jeff and Leslie. They're from Little Rock, Arkansas. I lived in Little Rock for a couple of years. Wonderful place. Now, you guys were telling me you weren't able to get into Capital One Arena despite having tickets. However, you stayed out here. You dealt with the cold so you could watch it on the big screen, right? What'd you think? What's your reaction?
Oh, I loved it. I love the energy, and I love how excited everybody is and how everybody's come together.
Jeff, what'd you think?
I think the same. We love the energy of Donald Trump. We've been to several rallies, and this is just like another pep rally of what we hope to see for the next 4 years. We hope to see some unification, some healing, and some good things.
Hey, Trayvon, don't forget to roll.
Donald has put God back into the USA. Yes.
You know, switching gears just a little bit. Like I said, I lived in Little Rock. I know you guys get some cold, but you don't get cold like this. Take me through the decision-making process, deciding to stay out here in it and watch this whole event from the outside, looking in.
Well, believe it or not, last week we had this same weather in Little Rock, and it looks like
No, you didn't.
Oh, we had 9 inches
we
of
brought
snow.
it.
We had 9 inches of snow right before we came. So
9 inches? I'm shocked. This is a big story here, too, guys. Jeff,
But we did come to the one 8 years ago.
and that's our
It
big
was
decision to
so
come this
much
time.
fun, so that's why we wanted to come back.
Pleasure to have you both back in D.C. Thank you for taking the time to speak with us. Guys, that's the scene right now out here outside of Capital One. For now, back to you.
All right, seems like some people having fun despite the cold weather.
Yeah, definitely.
Arshan Rajay also outside of Capital One Arena, where we know that the crowds that could not get in, they had to settle with being out there.
And Sharon, we know that people were actually throwing all of their stuff and belongings because they couldn't take bags inside and they just left it.
All right, what you were listening to right there was some of our Fox 5 DC team's coverage, but I do want to bring you out to a live image that we have. That right there is President Donald Trump as he is traveling back over to the White House. Again, we have been taking just some of our different coverage from our affiliates that are out there, gathering all the details of the different images. Now, again, President Trump is traveling back to the White House. There's a lot left to go on. We've been going all throughout the day, but a lot more to come here as we know that Trump is going to head over to the official inaugural balls. Trump expected to attend all 3 of them, the Commander-in-Chief Ball, the Liberty Ball, and the Starlight Ball. Trump expected to speak at each one of those locations, and as always, we're going to bring those to you live, raw, and uninterrupted here on Live Now from Fox.
All right, let's check this out. Hold up. Let me swap this. Can't just play news all day. Not about that life. This the one I wanted? No, it's not. Wrong one. Gotta go to here, to here. No, to here. Yep. Grab this one. Put it up here. Look at this, guys.
So we
These
got
are
people
fucking
cheering
insane.
USA, USA, but somebody apparently lit a flag on fire right here. You can see it on the ground here. We're at 7th and H. And then the police started to move in, but now we've got people surrounding the flag as it's burning. So still just trying to figure out what's going on here. But
all right, you're watching this live.
Bunch of idiots, one after another. Oh, can you not?
Now we've got somebody over here. There's something,
that's not
some
good.
kind of a protest
okay.
going on here. Somebody's lighting a flag on fire.
Oh no.
President Trump, Donald J. Trump. What's this? People are so stupid. Yeah, this is crazy right here, bro. Look at this. What? That's just crazy. Like, there's no way that should ever be allowed right there. Like, seriously. Ha ha.
For anything, ever. I promise you this, you will never catch me thanking President Trump for anything, ever. I promise you this, you will never.
Yeah, really. Yeah, really. You should really.
Congresswoman, are you going to the inauguration? Congresswoman, are you going to the inauguration? Are you going to the inauguration? Let me make myself clear. I don't celebrate rapists.
Oh my God.
So no, I'm not going to the inauguration, bro.
Oh, this
all these
woman is
journalists are like,
crazy.
Congresswoman, are you going to the inauguration?
Nobody really cares. Like, that's a true story. What is this? I mean,
hear us if you are with us, please, please, John Wilkes Booth, if you're listening, please.
Let me get this straight, dumbass! Have a fully reloaded shotgun, but you chose to use a 1-bullet.
We're not even sending our best to fucking assassinate. Cause what the hell was that? Lee Harvey Oswald would never, bitch. John Wilkes Booth would never.
Today was like this close to being the best day ever.
Also, the person that at Trump at his rally was exercising that right that all of those Republicans were fighting for. So, can you really blame him?
John Wilkes Booth, if you can hear us, if you are with
Bro,
us, please.
these people are just totally out of their damn minds.
John Wilkes Booth, if you're.
My dream come true, but it's not over. My President-elect Donald Trump, you have really made my dream come true, but it's not over. My dream is still going on until I see Emily and all of the other 98 hostages back in Israel with their families. I just want to
Let's
say
go,
thank you so
DT.
much
Let's
for
go.
pushing
Let's
that
go,
vote to the side.
DT. Let's
I
go.
want to thank all the mediators and negotiators and anyone else who's been connected to thank you from the bottom of my heart. But it's not over yet. Emily and the other 98 hostages are still not here. And we need to get them home as soon as possible. And keep them alive until they are here. But thank you once again.
Ha 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 ha. I'm pretty sure I can't play this.
I'm just trying to be a father, raise a daughter
Mother and a son.
be a lover to their mother, everything to everyone, up and out of bright and early, small business in my
Yep,
suit.
that's a great sound. What is this dude talking about? It's just a gift, okay. Oh, that's what is this? Let's go. Wildfires in California. All our prayers go out to those guys. What are they doing?
Save us, solidarity will. You know, we're not scared. We're not scared of the idea of America coming apart, because this is our moment to fan the flames. We're here to build movements, defend our communities, and turn up the heat. So we're building a united front of everybody that has a bone to pick with Wall Street, and we're trying to build a new communist party as a weapon of the working class to bring the monopoly capitalists all the way down. So join us, join our marches. We're not going to keep our heads down and hope that the next 4 years blow over. We're going to rise to every single challenge and make the U.S. ungovernable, okay?
Oh, you think that's how that's going to go? Can't own a gun, can't travel to many countries, must submit his DNA, has the nuclear codes, make it make sense. He's the president of the United States. Oh, I love these kind of people right here.
Astrologers and tarot card readers and that girl with the metal poles. You said that he would not be inaugurated, and you lied, and I am mad at you.
There's something happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a... Why not? They're so funny. If God brings you to it, He will bring you through it. Can I get an amen? Amen. Amen. The next 12 years with President Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance are going to be amazing. Can I get a hallelujah? Can I get an amen? We love you, Trump. We are so thankful that you are our president. God, it's such a good... Oh, man, it's going to be a good freaking 4 years. It's going to be a great 4 years, guys. Other saying goodbye to Joe. Goodbye, Joe. Man, we lost too many people in wars. We really have. So, in honor of all those fallen through all the wars and all the history of the world, we salute you, my brothers.
Order. Arms.
Oh, can we get some love for that guy, bro? He wasn't even a soldier, and that dude got a good salute, man.
Remember, people were upset that Joe Biden pardoned his son, Hunter Biden. Well, Joe Biden, President Biden, pardons his family on last day in office. Why is he doing that? Is it unprecedented? Yeah, it is unusual. But it's also because of the unprecedented, unusual administration that we have coming in, and he cannot trust his family in the hands of Donald Trump's Justice Department. What do you think about it? Let me know in the chat.
Oh, you're full of shit,
Here's
bro.
the breaking news.
That's what we think about you.
Watch a white supremacist get sworn into office on Martin Luther King Day.
The only guy in the history of presidencies.
It's the fact that we're gonna watch a white supremacist get sworn into office on Martin Luther King Day.
You're so stupid. You're so stupid. It can't be that stupid.
Time
here
we
go.
ask ourselves if we still know the freedoms that were intended for us by the founding fathers. Not too long ago, two friends of mine were talking to...
See, you can't do that. You can't do that. You can't play the music in the background. What is this?
I'm speaking here as an American citizen to the new leader of the free world, President-elect Donald Trump. I believe in you. Idan believes in you. In the video that was shared, he spoke directly to you because he admires you and knows your power. Idan grew up in the United States, learning the value of the greatest democracy in the world. He knows you have the power to bring him home.
He does. Donald Trump's gonna change the world. Alright, we're done watching retards. Let's watch something else. Liberty Ball for Trump inauguration.
This is Target
Have totals, but what's your best guess of how many people came into the country who did not deserve legal status, any type of regularized status, who came in?
They are finna get it, buddy.
We have this.
All right, y'all, we are back.
I don't know.
React. With Donald Trump becoming the nation's 47th president, the official inauguration ceremony is complete.
Joining us is WIFR's Washington correspondent Brendan Cullerton, who's covering the ceremony for us from our nation's capital. And Brendan, what was President Trump's main message today?
It's nothing even I could ever do.
Mike and Anna Marie, this was a very nationalist message from Donald Trump talking about this idea of American excellence. And he said he's going to bring the country back from the Biden administration, which he really disparaged today. He said he was going to do it with America First policies, whether it be America First on foreign policy, monetary policy, or policy at the border. He also talked about some of his perceived slights from the Department of Justice, saying he's going to end the weaponization of the federal government.
Let's go, Trump. Let's go.
Temperatures. How did that change the event?
Let's go, Trump. Let's
Well,
go.
normally you're going to see hundreds of thousands of people lining the National Mall while this ceremony takes place outside.
Boring.
Most of that did not.
All right, guys, let's find something good to watch. So excited. So excited.
Today,
Donald Trump is back. What?
You can trust China.
You can. About as far
compelled
as
to
you can
testify
throw.
now. So now they can be drawn before the court. A 1925 case says, and this is Burdick versus U.S., it seems as though accepting a pardon is in fact admitting guilt. In Burdick, the appellant was offered a pardon but declined it, also refusing to testify in criminal court. Again, here's more on Burdick versus the U.S. The differences between legislative immunity and a pardon, they are substantial. The latter carries an imputation of guilt, acceptance, a confession of it. And now we have Tom Fitton, just 10 hours ago. He says that, he calls it Pardongate. Trump should ignore the preemptive blanket pardons just issued by whoever is running the Biden White House. In the Biden White House specifically, President Trump should immediately court-martial Milley and proceed as appropriate in criminally investigating Fauci and anyone else. Yeah, so guess what? Even though you got the pardon, why not just go with the investigation anyway? And let them defend it. Huh? Let's see what happens. Let's see what Tom Fitton has to say.
If Biden preemptively pardons Milley
he did.
in a way that I think is unlawful, they really should challenge it. with a court-martial, and there's more reason to court-martial him. And Judicial Watch just filed a lawsuit to investigate it. He was involved in a collusive attack on our freedoms with Merrick Garland in a meeting.
Yeah, so I think that we could have a court-martial of Milley. President Trump, however, did want to bring up the pardons at the inauguration. Instead, he waited until the speech at Emancipation Hall. Let's listen.
I was talking about that. I was going to talk about that. They said, please don't bring that up right now. You can bring it up tomorrow. I said, how about now in front of the I'll bring it up right now. You know, this little time delay is good because we're getting great reviews on the speech. Now watch. They'll take the speech and say, I didn't like it because he left there and he talked to people. But we're giving you a little more information than we gave upstairs. But no, they pardoned a lot of people. They pardoned, before we even get to today, they pardoned, 33 murderers, absolute murderers, the worst murderers. You know, when you get the death sentence in the United States, you have to be bad because they don't give it much. And he pardoned almost everybody having a death sentence. And if you went through the crimes that were committed, you wouldn't even believe them, the level of violence, the people that were killed, the innocence of people that were killed and children killed by these people. And he pardoned them for whatever reason. He spared them, but they didn't spare the people that they killed. And you know, who knows what happens in the future. It's one of the worst because a lot of times they let them out early after that. You know, they say you're going to be in for life, but then all of a sudden they get let out. I was talking.
It is Joe Biden's final act of desperation. Vigilant Fox knew. Reporter asked Trump about Biden's pardons of Anthony Fauci, General Mark Milley, Liz Cheney, and members of the J6 committee.
Mr. President, do you have any reaction to the pardons that President Biden did at the last minute?
Well, I'm not going to discuss it now. I think it was unfortunate that he did that. We won't discuss it now. There's plenty of time to discuss it. Check.
Oh, there's plenty of time to discuss it, indeed. Colin Rugg, 5 hours ago, immediately after swearing in, Trump rips the crying lunatics Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger, says they turned against him because he didn't want to kill people in wars.
So the guy's not. Why are we helping some of the people? Why are we helping Liz Cheney? I mean, Liz Cheney is a disaster. She's a crying lunatic and crying Adam Kinzinger. He's a super crying. I never saw the guy not crying. He's always crying. I looked at him. I remember years ago he was actually on my side. And then one day, you know, when you don't want to kill people in wars, they turn against you. Liz Cheney hated the concept of not going to war with everybody. Let's kill everybody. Let's spend a lot of money on military equipment, you know, where her father works, right? And but what she did was incredible. Think of it. They destroyed and deleted all of that information that went on for almost 2 years against Trump.
So don't worry too much about these
They
pardons.
had to.
Because
they couldn't have any choice.
There will be enough time to look back at them and discuss if Biden even had the mental capacity.
Right. Are they even legal? That would be my question.
Of the main sort of.
Preserve, protect, and defend.
Preserve, protect, and defend.
The Constitution of the United States.
The Constitution of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
45 is now 47. Donald Trump getting sworn into office as President of the United States, completing a political comeback unparalleled in history. And earlier, during his second inauguration.
First, we started with.
Ladies and gentlemen, former Vice.
Today we're playing basketball, but every time we score, the defender gets old.
I built a homemade go-kart to travel deep.
This is going to be interesting. Why?
Oh yeah, that body language, dude, is off
The next
chain,
96
bro.
hours, we're going to be floating.
We will stand brave.
Bro,
You're
Trump
not-
is gonna.
All right.
Welcome to the Capitol, everybody. Good afternoon. This is a great day for women in America.
Tonight, the Cosmos call.
We are the army. National Guard, baby. Look at these guys, bro. It's America right here. It's America. It's America. They're National Guard, but that don't matter. This is true America right here. Don't get no truer than this. It don't get no better than this. Upon your left foot, down on your right. Up early morning, out late at night. 1, 2, 3, 4, left, hold left, right, left, right. We are America. Fuck around and find out. Let's get a subscribe to that page. We love our troops. We're gonna go ahead and get that a like. We're gonna go ahead and check out the look at that, bro. That's deep. Commander-in-Chief Ball. What is the ball? I never heard of that before.
What's up, guys? It's Benny reporting to you live here from the hospital since we welcomed our first baby of the golden era watching.
Oh, right on. Congratulations, Benny.
What's up, guys?
That's what's
it's Benny,
up, bro.
Reporting to you live here from the hospital since we
Is that why
welcomed
dude
our
is
first baby of the golden era watching President Trump's inauguration speech on the TV here in our room. I just got to tell.
Hey, you guys, give a shout out to Benny, man. Congratulations, bro. Congratulations, bro.
Tell you, this is the single greatest speech I've ever heard in my entire life. Completely cooked.
Oh, your baby
Joe
was
Biden,
born on.
laying out the greatest single FU to the global orders
Oh,
of
he
political
did that
elites that
too.
I've ever seen
Oh,
in
he
my
did
life.
that.
Ladies and gentlemen, President Trump's inauguration speech is absolutely golden. Here we go.
Yo, hold on. I'm not going to interrupt this anymore, but yo, he went off on them dudes. Watch this.
Thank you very much, everybody. Well,
Look, they're standing right there, too. They got
Thank
no
you very,
choice but to
very
hear
much.
this.
Vice President Vance, Speaker Johnson, Senator Thune, Chief Justice Roberts, Justices of the United States Supreme Court, President Clinton, President Bush, President Obama, President Biden, Vice President Harris, and my fellow citizens. The golden age of America begins right now.
Let's go. Let's go.
From this day forward, our country will flourish and be respected again all over the world.
Yes, sir.
We will be the envy of every nation, and we will not allow ourselves to be taken advantage of any longer. During every single day of the Trump administration, I will very simply put America first. Our sovereignty will be reclaimed. Our safety will be restored. The scales of justice will be rebalanced. The vicious, violent, and unfair weaponization of the Justice Department and our government.
No! What just happened? That wasn't what's supposed to happen.
And our top priority will be to create a nation that is proud, prosperous, and free. America will soon be greater, stronger, and far more exceptional than ever before.
Let's go, DT.
I return to the presidency confident and optimistic that we are at the start of a thrilling new era of national success. A tide of change is sweeping the country. Sunlight is pouring over the entire world. And America has the chance to seize this opportunity like never before. But first, we must be honest about the challenges we face. While they are plentiful, they will be annihilated by this great momentum that the world is now witnessing in the United States of America. As we gather today, our government confronts a crisis of trust. For many years, a radical and corrupt establishment has extracted power and wealth from our citizens while the pillars of our society lay broken and seemingly in complete disrepair. We now have a government that cannot manage even a simple crisis at home, while at the same time stumbling into a continuing catalog of catastrophic events abroad. It fails to protect our magnificent, law-abiding American citizens, but provides sanctuary and protection for dangerous criminals, many from prisons and mental institutions that have illegally entered our country from all over the world. We have a government that has given unlimited funding to the defense of foreign borders, but refuses to defend American borders or, more importantly, its own people. Our country can no longer deliver basic services in times of emergency, as recently shown by the wonderful people of North Carolina, been treated so badly. And other states who are still suffering from a hurricane that took place many months ago. Or more recently, Los Angeles, where we are watching fires still tragically burn from weeks ago without even a token of defense. They're raging through the houses and communities, even affecting some of the wealthiest and most powerful individuals in our country, some of whom are sitting here right now. They don't have a home any longer. That's interesting. But we can't let this happen.
Bro, is Joe asleep?
Unable to do anything about it. That's going to change. We have a public health system that does not deliver in times of disaster, yet more money is spent on it than any country anywhere in the world. And we have an education system that teaches our children to be ashamed of themselves in many cases, to hate our country despite the love that we try so desperately to provide to them. All of this will change starting today, and it will change very quickly.
Let's go, DT. Let's go. Let's go, DT. Let's go.
My recent election is a mandate to completely and totally reverse a horrible betrayal and all of these many betrayals that have taken place, and to give the people back their faith, their wealth, their democracy, and indeed their freedom. From this moment on, America's decline is over.
Let's go.
Our liberties and our nation's glorious destiny will no longer be denied, and we will immediately restore the integrity, competency, and loyalty of America's government. Over the past 8 years, I have been tested and challenged more than any president in our 250-year history. And I've learned a lot along the way. The journey to reclaim our republic has not been an easy one, that I can tell you. Those who wish to stop our cause have tried to take my freedom and indeed to take my life. Just a few months ago in a beautiful Pennsylvania field, an assassin's bullet ripped through my ear. But I felt then, and believe even more so now, that my life was saved for a reason. I was saved by God to make America great again.
Yeah, I believe that. I believe that 100%. Yeah, he definitely took one for the team on that one.
Thank you very much. That is why each day under our administration of American patriots, we will be working to meet every crisis with dignity and power and strength. We will move with purpose and speed to bring back hope, prosperity, safety, and peace for citizens of every race, religion, color, and creed. For American citizens, January 20th, 2025 is Liberation Day.
Liberation Day. It's the day we took back our country from those imposters.
It is my hope that our recent presidential election will be remembered as the greatest and most consequential election in the history of our country. As our victory showed, the entire nation is rapidly unifying behind our agenda with dramatic increases in support from virtually every element of our society, young and old, men and women, African Americans, Hispanic Americans, Asian Americans, urban, suburban, rural, and very importantly, we had a powerful win in all 7 swing states, and the popular vote, we won by millions of people.
What's up?
To the Black and Hispanic communities, I want to thank you for the tremendous outpouring of love and trust that you have shown me with your vote. We set records, and I will not forget it. I've heard your voices in the campaign, and I look forward to working with you in the years to come. Today is Martin Luther King Day, and his honor, this will be a great honor. But in his honor, we will strive together to make his dream a reality. We will make his dream come true.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Today is the day. All people, black, white, or
National
whatever color
unity
you are, become
is now
free.
returning to America, and confidence and pride is soaring like never before.
Right.
In everything we do, my administration will be inspired by a strong pursuit of excellence and unrelenting success. We will not forget our country. We will not forget our Constitution. And we will not forget our God. Can't do that.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Yo, Donald Trump, if you ever see this, I'm going to need you to go get this book right here.
Today I will sign a series of historic executive orders. With these actions, we will begin the complete restoration of America and the revolution of common sense. It's all about common sense. First, I will declare a national emergency at our southern border.
Yes, sir. I want you to come here, but just come legally. That's all we really want from you is just come legally. It's over here. Oh, that's what it is. It's over here. Hey, guys. Let's go, Trump. Let's go. USA. USA, USA.
All illegal entry will immediately be halted, and we will begin the process of returning millions and millions of criminal aliens back to the places from which they came. We will reinstate my Remain in Mexico policy.
Boom. Boom.
I will end the practice of catch and release. And I will send troops to the southern border to repel the disastrous invasion of our country.
Got a lot on his plate.
Under the orders I signed today, we will also be designating the cartels as foreign terrorist organizations. And by invoking the Alien Enemies Act of 1798, I will direct our government to use the full and immense power of federal and state law enforcement to eliminate the presence of all foreign gangs and criminal networks, bringing devastating crime to U.S. soil, including our cities and inner cities. As Commander-in-Chief, I have no higher responsibility than to defend our country from threats and invasions, and that is exactly what I am going to do. We will do it at a level that nobody's ever seen before.
Right.
Next, I will direct all members of my cabinet to marshal the vast powers at their disposal to defeat what was record inflation and rapidly bring down costs and prices.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Put money back in my pocket.
The inflation crisis was caused by massive overspending and escalating energy prices, and that is why today I will also declare a national energy emergency. We will drill, baby, drill.
Yo, I don't look at these guys, bro. Show them again. Do they stand up? They stay seated. Come on, show them.
America will be a manufacturing nation once again, and we have something that no other manufacturing nation will ever have, the largest amount of oil and gas of any country on earth, and we are going to use it. We're going to use it. We will bring prices down, fill our strategic reserves up again right to the top, and export American energy all over the world. We will be a rich nation again, and it is that liquid gold under our feet that will help to do it. With my actions today, we will end the Green New Deal, and we will revoke the electric vehicle mandate, saving our auto industry and keeping my sacred pledge to our great American auto workers. In other words, you'll be able to buy the car of your choice. We will build automobiles in America again at a rate that nobody could have dreamt possible just a few years ago. And thank you to the auto workers of our nation for your inspiring vote of confidence. We did tremendously with their vote. I will immediately begin the overhaul of our trade system to protect American workers and families. Instead of taxing our citizens to enrich other countries, we will tariff and tax foreign countries to enrich our citizens. For this purpose, we are establishing the External Revenue Service to collect all tariffs, duties, and revenues, it will be massive amounts of money pouring into our treasury, coming from foreign sources. The American dream will soon be back and thriving like never before to restore competence and effectiveness to our federal government. My administration will establish the brand new Department of Government Efficiency.
Let's go, DT. Let's go.
After years and years of illegal and unconstitutional federal efforts to restrict free expression, I will also sign an executive order to immediately stop all government censorship and bring back free speech to America.
Look at them, bro. They just sitting there. Look at all them bums. You're a bum.
Never again will the immense power of the state be weaponized to persecute political opponents. Something I know something about. We will not allow that to happen. It will not happen again. Under my leadership, we will restore fair, equal, and impartial justice under the constitutional rule of law.
Let's go,
And we are going to bring law and order back to our cities. This week, I will also end the government policy of trying to socially engineer race and gender into every aspect of public and private life. We will forge a society that is colorblind and merit-based.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
As of today,
thumbs up on that
it
one.
will henceforth be the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female.
God wins, baby. Let's go. Science is bullshit. God wins, people. Do, 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 do. You can't stop it.
This week, I will reinstate any service members who were unjustly expelled from our military for objecting to the COVID vaccine mandate with full back pay.
Thank you, Trump. They deserve that shit, bro. These are our soldiers for crying out loud.
And I will sign an order to stop our warriors from being subjected to radical political theories and social experiments while on duty. It's going to end immediately. Our armed forces will be free to focus on their...
Hold on, we got to stop this. There's something else happening. Is this going on right now?
Build your plant in the U.S., so we're going to have a lot of workers coming in. But we have to have legal...
Do you have a date in mind for
Which one? You're talking about which? Say it again.
China? China's there?
Oh, China. Well, as you know, I put on large tariffs on China, and they've really been forced to leave them. And if we didn't leave them, you wouldn't have one steel mill that's open in this country because they were dumping massive amounts of steel. We've taken in hundreds of billions of dollars from China because they were unable to terminate the tariffs that put on China because it was too much money and the budgets didn't work and other reasons too. No, I mean, we're going to have meetings and calls with President Xi. I spoke to President Xi last week, as you know. Did you know that? Very good phone call. Long. No, NATO has to pay more money. NATO has to pay 5%. We are, we're in the Ukraine war by $200 billion more than NATO. It's ridiculous because it affects them a lot more. We have an ocean in between. And we've spent $200 billion more on Ukraine than NATO has spent. And they've got to equalize.
Yeah. What just happened? Why is it not playing? Oh no.
How did Brazil get involved? This is a new one. When are you going to talk to Lula? Are you from Brazil? Ah.
Sorry guys. Sorry.
When are you going to talk to the Brazilian president? How do you see your relationship with Latin America and Brazil? Great. Should be good. They need us. Much more than we need them. We don't need them. They need us. Everybody needs us.
It sounds like you will not receive as additional China shares necessarily, depending on how talks go with the president.
What does it define that?
Well, you're asking the president can't fix share of China as much.
Because of fentanyl.
Right. So I'm asking where you're.
That's only because of fentanyl. There are other things. And a very big thing is the Panama Canal. China controls the Panama Canal. What's that all about? They're not supposed to be good. When Jimmy Carter gave it, which was a terrible mistake, he didn't do it. He didn't give it to China. He gave it to Panama. And China controls the Panama Canal. And we're not going to allow that to happen. We're not going to allow that to happen.
Thank you, sir. What can we expect of the countries intending to spend the least amount of money? Spain, France, below the 5%.
Spain is very low.
Hit that like button.
They're a BRICS nation in Spain. You know what a BRICS nation is? You'll figure it out. But, and if the BRICS nations want to do that, that's okay. But we're going to put at least a 100% tariff on the business they do with the United States. You know what the BRICS is, right?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying.
So Spain is not
So it's not even a threat. In fact, since I made that statement, Biden said, well, they have us over a barrel. I said, no, you have them over a barrel. And there's no way they're going to be able to do that.
This is an executive order relating to.
As a BRICS nation, yes. They'll have 100% tariff if they so much as even think about doing what they thought. And therefore they'll give it up immediately. So will China give it up.
So this is about reforming the system of hiring in federal government to ensure that merit is the lodestar of hiring decisions.
As per the Supreme Court.
Other matters. Yes, sir.
This is a big deal. Merit. Our country is going to be based on merit again. Can you believe it?
Mr. President, you would say we can be Russia-Ukraine war on the first day of office. Where do they stand right now?
Well, this is only half a day. I have another half a day left. We'll see. We want to get it done.
This is an order creating and implementing the Department of Governmental Efficiency, known as DOGE.
Okay, that's a big one.
Is Elon Musk going to get a West Wing office?
No.
Can we get a...
He's getting an office for about 20 people we're hiring to make sure that these get implemented. We have a problem in this country. You sign an executive order, it doesn't get done for 6 months. As an example, when we allowed the J6 hostages to go out, it might not be approved under the old days for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 6 months. You know, they had a good ruling from the Supreme Court, and it's like nothing happened. That ruling was 6 months ago, you know that. And it was like they didn't have a ruling. They've been treated very unfair. The judges have been absolutely brutal. The prosecutors have been brutal. Nobody's ever treated people in this country like that.
Mr. President, are you hearing the sentences of anyone who assaulted a police officer on January 6th?
Well, we're looking at 2 police officers, actually, that Washington police officers who went after an illegal, and things happened, and they ended up putting them in jail. They got 5-year jail sentences. You know the case. And we're looking at that in order to give them we got to give them a break.
But is there clemency in your actions today for
Well, it would be a
anyone
pardon.
who
That would be a pardon. The one I'm talking about would be a pardon.
Should there be punishment for the people who assaulted law enforcement officers that day?
Well, I will say this. They've been in jail for a long time already. I see murderers in this country get 2 years, 1 year, and maybe no time. So they've already been in jail for a long time. These people have been destroyed. What they've done to these people is outrageous. There's rarely been anything like it in history, in the history of our country. And even people that were aggressive, and in many cases I believe they happen to be outside agitators, but what do I know? But I think they were outside agitators. There were outside agitators involved. And obviously the FBI was involved because Ray admitted the FBI was involved. Didn't he say 23 people indirectly or directly involved? And it was then 26. That's a lot of people. Now we have, we got to take care of these people have been treated so badly. It's never happened before. What happened in Seattle where they took over a big portion of the city? What happened in Portland where they burned down the city every day and people died? Nothing happened to anybody. But they go after these people violently. I mean, they're still going after brand new people. They found somebody else with a picture. There's never been anything like this. And you know, it's almost 100%. Think of this. Almost 100% of the people are convicted. 100%. It's Washington, D.C. People go into a trial and they say, oh, I have a wonderful lawyer and I didn't do anything wrong. And they end up in shackles almost immediately and jail. No, I can let it happen.
About Finland, we have shown interest in buying it, but is there any other option that will satisfy you?
About what? Finland?
Greenland.
Greenland. Greenland is a wonderful place. We need it for international security. And I'm sure that Denmark will come along. I think it's costing them a lot of money to maintain it, to keep it. The people of Greenland are not happy with Denmark, as you know. I think they're happy with us. We had representatives, my son had representatives, went up there 2 weeks ago, and they like us. So we'll see what happens. But Greenland is necessary, not for us, it's necessary for international security. You have Russian boats all over the place, you have China boats all over the place, warships, and they can't maintain it.
When are you going to be talking with Vladimir Putin?
Who? I'll be meeting with President Putin.
When?
I don't know, I can't, it's being set up. So first foreign trip typically has been with UK, but I did it with Saudi Arabia last time because they agreed to buy $450 billion worth of our product. I said, I'll do it, but you have to buy American product, and they agreed to do that. They bought $450 billion. It was the least reported story I've ever been involved in.
And now, where are you going to go now?
Well, I don't know. If Saudi Arabia wanted to buy another 450 or 500, we'll up it for all the inflation.
Mr. President, you say you were going to end the war's first day. How do you plan to end the Ukraine war?
Well, we're going to try and get it done as quickly as possible. It should have never started. You know, the war with Ukraine and Russia should have never started. It would have never started if I were president.
Will you push Israel and Saudi Arabia to normalize relations?
I don't think you have to push them. I think it's going to happen, but maybe not quite yet. But they'll end up being in the Accords, the Abraham Accords.
President Trump.
I think Saudi Arabia will end up being in the Abraham Accords.
This year?
Could be, but soon. Not in a very long way. Ooh, look at that. It says TikTok. My. What is that all about?
First, we have Alaska, sir. This is an executive order relating to unleashing Alaska's potential as an energy reservoir for the entire nation.
And what about Anwar?
I believe that would be included in aspects of the
So
order.
we're opening up Anwar.
On the TikTok piece, President Trump, you and your members of your team now used to warn about the dangers of TikTok spying on Americans. What change do they now worry about that?
Well, it depends on the deal. I mean, I may not do the deal or I may do the deal. TikTok is worthless. Worthless if I don't approve it. It has to close. I learned that from the people that own it. If I don't do the deal, it's worthless. Worth nothing. If I do the deal, it's worth maybe $1 trillion. $1 trillion. So if I do the deal I'm talking about doing it for the United States. If I do the deal for the United States, then I think we should get half. In other words, I think the U.S. should be entitled to get half of TikTok. And congratulations, TikTok has a good partner. And that would be worth, could be $500 billion or something. It's crazy. The numbers are crazy. But it's worthless if the president doesn't sign, then it's worthless. If the president does sign, it's worth maybe $1 trillion. So I think, like a joint venture, I think we would have a joint venture with the people from TikTok. We'll see what happens. I mean,
Any
that's one of
TikTokers
many
out there?
ideas of
The
it.
CEO right now, did he say that he's open to that idea?
Who?
The CEO of TikTok is around.
Oh, I think he'd probably like it. Because he's got nothing. They really have nothing. It's passed in Congress. It gives the president the right to make a deal or to close it. And we have 90 days to make that decision. But I could see making a deal where the U.S. gets 50% of TikTok, polices it a little bit or a lot, depends on them. But remember, they make telephones in China, they make all sorts of things in China. Nobody ever complains about that. Here they're complaining about this. There's so many different products made in China, and nobody ever complained about it. The only one they complain about is TikTok. And TikTok is largely young people. I guess I have a warm spot for TikTok that I didn't have originally. But I went on TikTok, and I won young people up by 36%, Peter. And Republicans typically don't do too well with young people. But it's a different Republican Party.
U.S. government buys a portion of TikTok then, or how would it get that 50%?
No, you take 50% of TikTok for the approval that TikTok can continue in business. And they'd have a great partner. The U.S. would be their partner. But the U.S. essentially would be paid for doing that half of the value of TikTok.
Would there be a private sector owner as
Could
well?
be, yeah, could be a lot. Tell you what, every rich person has called me about TikTok.
What is block TikTok? Why did you change your mind?
Because I got to use it. And remember, TikTok is largely about kids, young kids. If China's going to get information about young kids, I don't know. I think, to be honest with you, I think we have bigger problems than that. But when you take a look at telephones that are made in China and all the other things that are made in China, military equipment made in China, TikTok is not their biggest problem. But there's big value in TikTok if it gets approved. If it doesn't get approved, there's no value. So if we create that value, why aren't we entitled to like half?
Sir, if they don't continue to 90 days, will you shut them down?
Does Biden ever do news conferences like this? How many news conferences, Peter, has he done like this?
Like this?
None.
Zero.
And it would be zero for the next infinity. For infinity, it would be zero.
When you plan to talk to President Musk, will that help implement the executive orders?
No. Elon, no. Elon's very busy sending rocket ships up to various places with lots of satellites on them.
What is the reaction to the confirmation of Marco Rubio on what does it do to Latin America?
Which one?
Marco Rubio.
Marco Rubio. You said Marco. Yeah, I think he's great. I think Marco's doing a fantastic job. I think he's going to get a lot of votes. I think he's going to be at 90% or something. Very good. People know him. They know him in the Senate. They know he's good. He's doing a good job. I don't know. I can't tell you. I don't know what's going to happen. Yeah. He's got some very strong ideas. Marco.
Did you sign the TikTok order?
Yeah.
Yes, that was just signed.
President Marco Rubio said yesterday,
Just signed.
How many
still changing Venezuela, changing power. Are you still committed with Maduro leaving power in Venezuela?
Well, we're going to find out about that too, because we're going to probably stop buying oil from Venezuela. We don't need their oil.
Another embargo like the first term?
Well, could be, but we don't want to buy. We don't have to buy their oil. We have plenty of oil for ourselves. So
President Trump.
that'll change Venezuela quite a bit.
President Trump, there was a lot of concern about this during the campaign. The question that only works today. Are you a dictator on paper?
No. Can't imagine even being no, I believe in the sanctity of the vote. The Democrats didn't because they cheated like dogs, but I believe in the sanctity, and this was too big to rig. This last election was just too big to rig. But really the opposite.
When do you plan to speak to President?
Could be very soon.
And talked a bit about ending Russia, but how long do you think it will take to end that conflict?
I have to speak to President Putin. We're going to have to find out. He can't be thrilled. He's not doing so well. I mean, he's grinding it out, but most people thought that war would have been over in about 1 week. And now you're into 3 years, right? So he can't be thrilled. It's not making him look very good. Now, eventually, you know, I mean, it's a big machine, so things will happen, but I think he'd be very well off to end that war. We have numbers that almost 1 million Russian soldiers have been killed. About 700,000 Ukrainian soldiers are killed. Russia's bigger, they have more soldiers to lose. But that's no way to run a country. Just gave me the right to sell it or close it. Essentially with TikTok, I have the right to either sell it or close it. And we'll make that determination. And we may have to get an approval from China too, I'm not sure. But I'm sure they'll approve it. And if they don't approve it, it would be somewhat of a hostile act, I think. But it's good for China if it gets approved.
If he doesn't, you're not guaranteeing that you're not going to be around after next week.
No, but it could very well be. It makes sense for it to be.
Right.
It's just got tremendous value.
Right.
But if we create the value by approving, you know, in other words, that approval gives it tremendous value. If that's the case, then we should be entitled to 50% as a country. You haven't heard that one before, right? That's called a joint venture. And nobody ever thought that way. Well, I think you have a lot of people that would be interested in TikTok with the United States as a partner. Oh, what a great feeling. One of the better feelings I've ever had.
Best president ever, guys.
Well, we're very experienced now. You would say nobody's ever had experience like I have. I've dealt with some very good people. I've dealt with some very bad people, and I know who the bad ones are and the good ones are. You know, don't forget, I was very successful in primarily the real estate business. And people used to say, who's worse, a politician or a vicious real estate developer? And I would say, you know, the real estate developer is far worse. But after about 3 months and getting to know scum like Adam Schiff and other people like that, I said, no, actually, real estate people are quite nice by comparison. Yeah, I would, but he's telling me he wants to make a deal. I mean, he wants to make Zelensky wants to make a deal. I don't know if Putin does. He might not. I don't know. He should make a deal. I think he's destroying Russia by not making a deal. I think Russia's going to be in big trouble. You take a look at their economy, you take a look at the inflation in Russia. So I would hope, I would get along with him great, and you know, I would hope he wants to make a deal. Well, sanctions or tariffs. I think the word tariff is much better because it keeps your dollar stronger. I think tariffs are more effective. I use sanctions on Iran. Iran was broke. When I left office, Iran was broke. They had no money for Hamas or Hezbollah, none. They were flat broke. And October 7th would have never happened. And I think you all know that. It would have never happened. They had no money. Now they're rich, but you know, they're weakened in a different way. I would say that the one attack by Israel really set them back. It really set them back. The pages, and others. You know, the attack on air defense was a bad attack.
It's an executive order relating to reforms to the federal workforce, including to the senior executive service.
We're getting rid of all of the cancer. I call it cancer. The cancer caused by the Biden administration.
How confident are you, Mr. President, that you can keep this ceasefire in Gaza? We conclude with 6 phases of the deal.
I'm not confident. It's not our war, it's their war, but I'm not confident. But I think they're very weakened on the other side. Gaza, boy, I looked at a picture of Gaza. Gaza is like a massive demolition site. That place is, it's really, got to be rebuilt in a different way. I might. You know, Gaza's interesting. It's a phenomenal location. On the sea, best weather. You know, everything's good. It's like some beautiful things could be done with it, but it's very interesting. But some fantastic things could be done with Gaza.
The realtor came out in him right there.
Well, it depends. I can't imagine you could have. You certainly can't have the people that were there. Most of them are dead, by the way. Most of them are dead. But they didn't exactly run it well. Run viciously and dead. So you can't have that. If China didn't approve it, we could put tariffs on China. Don't forget, China charges us tariffs, and we charge them very little, except for what I did. I put a lot of, we took in hundreds of billions of dollars. But until I came along, China never paid 10 cents to this country. They ripped us off, and they never paid anything. But like, if we wanted to make a deal with TikTok, and it was a good deal, and China wouldn't approve it, then I think ultimately they'd approve it, because it would put tariffs on China. Maybe. I'm not saying I would, but you certainly could do that.
But
And if we said, well, if you're not going to approve it, then that's a certain hostility, and we'll put tariffs of 25, 30, 40, 50%, even 100%. And if we did that, I think they'd approve it.
she's freaking out right now.
Well, I thought Bill Clinton was a very good politician. I don't think he was used properly. I think they disrespected him. When Hillary was running, he came back and he said, you know, you better get up to Michigan and Wisconsin. You remember that meeting. Every house has a Trump sign on it. And they all laughed at him because the Republicans hadn't won Michigan or Wisconsin for decades, long time. And they all laughed at Bill Clinton. Like, the hell does he know? And he turned out to be right, because I won both of them. And then we just won both in this election, too. We won Wisconsin and Michigan and every other swing state. We won all the swing states, all 7. They talked about 7 swing states. We won them all. So, but Bill Clinton he had a great political sense, I think. I was. And you'd like to know what everybody wants to know. And I wouldn't want to know. But we were having some crazy conversations. Why do you ask it a question like that? I don't think you want to know. You might be insulted.
It's an executive order relating to holding former government officials accountable for unlawful disclosure of sensitive information. This next one, sir, is a declaration of a national energy emergency.
That's a big one. You know what that allows you to do? That means you can do whatever you have to do to get out of that problem. And we do have that kind of an emergency.
President Trump, at some point will you use your powers of the presidency to tell Americans where they're not wrong?
Yeah. Oh, good. Yeah. I will.
Can you tell us now?
In fact, I'd like to know because I just got here.
What do you think?
I just came here. I've been here for 15 minutes now.
Do people listening to this still online?
And I got to read this letter too. Because of you, I found this letter.
I can read it for you.
It's interesting. Yeah, I know you would. Your father would too.
But is it anything from?
No, I think it's terrible. I would like to find out what it is and tell the people. In fact, I'd like to do that. Could we find out what that was, Susan? Okay. Yeah. Why don't we find out immediately? I can't imagine it's an enemy, or there would have been, people would have gotten blown up all over. Maybe they were testing things. I don't know why they wouldn't have said what it was. They had a lot of them flying over Bedminster, which is interesting.
And with the events today and yesterday, was everything moved inside just for cold weather, or was there some kind of security?
No security. because they had everything shut down to drones. You know, you can shut that down pretty easily if you're sophisticated. They're very sophisticated. No, it was just cold weather. And we made a good move because, first of all, I thought it was incredible in the Capitol today. You know why I liked it? Because I got great reviews of that speech. I got great reviews. Can you believe it? They actually were fair. Maybe the fake news is changing.
Unleashing energy production.
Unleashing energy production. But I thought it was, I think having it in the Capitol is great. Obviously, you can take care of the people you have to take care of. The city was booming. And if we would have done it outside, people would have been hurt because it was really cold. You know, it was like, looked sunny. But when you stood outside for 10 minutes, people were running back in. It was really cold and really windy. The wind brings it down a lot. So we made the right decision. You couldn't have stayed, I don't think you could have had it out. You know how cold it was. It was, people went out for a little while just to test it. They couldn't stay out more than 10 minutes. They all came back in. So we would have had a disaster if we did that, and people would have been hurt.
The unlawful disclosure deal, is that what they did?
Which one? No, I think it's just more general than that. It's not Hunter Biden. I was surprised that President Biden would go and pardon his whole family because that makes him look very guilty. You know, I could have pardoned my family. I could have pardoned myself, my family. I said, if I do that, it's going to make me look very guilty. I don't think I'd be sitting here, frankly. If I did that, I don't think I'd be sitting here right now because I would have shown that you're guilty. But by pardoning his brother or brothers, by pardoning all of those people that he pardoned, by pardoning J6, the Unselect Committee, they destroyed all of the documents. They deleted all of the information. There's no information. And a lot of the information pertains to Nancy Pelosi because she was given 100, I mean, you know this, it's on tape with her daughter. Nancy Pelosi was responsible for not taking advantage of 10,000 soldiers or 1,000. You wouldn't have you could have used 400. It was a relatively small crowd. It wasn't the crowd that was at the mall. It was a small crowd. So I was a little bit surprised that he did it because it makes him look guilty. I mean, he's going to have to live with it. Now, with that being said, it's unbelievable precedent it creates for a president. But the precedent is unbelievable. Now maybe every president that leaves office, they're going to pardon every president they ever met, so they don't have some lunatic like deranged Jack Smith, who's a total lunatic, by the way. Not a smart guy, he's a dummy. But we beat the hell out of him.
Back, yeah.
And I helped my reputation. Well, I guess now I have precedent to do it. I wouldn't want to do that. No, I think it makes you look very guilty. I think it makes Biden look very bad, very weak, and very guilty. And he pardoned everybody. How about this J6 committee? Why is he pardoning them? The reason is because if you delete and destroy documentation, everything, they have nothing because they were guilty as hell. They rigged it. It was a rigged deal. And when you do that, they look very bad, but I was a little surprised he did it.
There's
Liz
always
Cheney
proof.
was a lunatic. And she lost by the greatest margin in the history of a politician running for Congress, like 40 points. The reason it was the greatest is because anybody losing that badly is going to drop out. But she's a nut job. She doesn't drop out. You know, she just keeps chugging forward. And she lost by almost 40 points. That's the biggest number anybody's ever lost by. But why would Biden do that? He pardoned her, pardoned everybody. The reason is that they destroyed documents. And if you're even in a civil case, which this wouldn't be, I mean, people go to jail for a long time for doing it. What's this one?
That's unleashing American energy, sir. relates to easing permitting processes and other regulatory systems to ensure that we can produce energy efficiently to drive the American economy forward.
President Trump, looking around the office, you know some changes in the way the Biden had it set up. Can you confirm that you have added back the United States?
I think this, first of all, I just got here. So my people came in. They have extraordinary decorator sense, right? Let me just see some of the pictures. Yeah, that's a good one. I could live with him. I could live with George Washington, I can tell you. I could live with Thomas Jefferson. I can live with most of them. They took a very safe route. They don't have any bad ones up there. What is this?
Withdrawing from the World Health Organization. So.
Ooh, that's a big one. So we paid $500 million to World Health when I was here, and I terminated it. China with 1.4 billion people. We have 350 to pay. We have, nobody knows what we have because so many people came in illegally, but let's say we have 325. They had 1.4 billion. They were paying 39 million, we were paying 500 million. It seemed a little unfair to me. So that wasn't the reason, but I dropped out. They offered me to come back for 39 million. In theory, it should be less than that, but you know. And when Biden came back, they came back for 500 million. He knew that you could have come back for 39 million. They wanted us back so badly, so we'll see what happens. Pretty sad to think of it. China pays 39 million, and we pay 500 million.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And China's a bigger country. Well, the biggest thing and factor for inflation is energy. They screwed up my energy policy. And then they went back to it. You know, they hurt it really badly. And then they went back to it and they started drilling more, but by that time it was too late. Many of these things that we're signing, and that Doug Burgum is going to be signing, and Chris Wright, who's phenomenal, Energy Department of Energy. We're going to be taking a lot.
Let's go.
A lot of money from energy. We have more than anybody else. We're going to make a lot of money from energy. We're going to make a lot of money from tariffs.
Out of the Gulf of America.
Charges us. They have a VAT tax of 20%, but it's really much higher than that. And that's the equivalent, almost the equivalent of a tariff. And they're tough. They're very tough. They don't take our cars. They don't take our farm product. They don't take almost anything. And yet we take their cars, we take their farm product. We take a lot from them. So, you know, we have like a $300 billion deficit with the European Union. So we'll straighten that out with either tariffs or they have to buy our oil. The one thing they can do, oil and gas, the one thing they can do to catch up quickly, buy our oil and gas. And they should do that. Yeah, could be. I've had the invite. I would, yeah.
Talking about the European Union and the tariffs thing, what do you mean when you say that European Union can take things apart from freeze?
That it what?
Freeze.
Oh, BRICS. No, I was talking about BRICS. BRICS is 6 nations. I think it's 7 nations. And they were looking to do a number in the United States. And if they do that, they won't be happy about what's going to happen.
Is there a universal tariff on all countries?
I may, yeah, but we're not ready for that yet. We may put it, wrap it, because essentially all countries take advantage of the U.S. We don't make any good deals with the U.S. It's amazing in a way that we exist. We don't make good deals. We don't have any good deals. We have a deficit with almost, not all, there are a couple, I won't tell you their names because I don't want them to find out about it because they'll feel stupid. But there are a couple of countries that actually don't make money with us. But I don't want to let you know because they'll immediately change that. But we're gonna do. I tell you what, our country has an amazing economic future. You put a universal tariff on anybody doing business in the United States because they're coming in and they're stealing our wealth, they're stealing our jobs, they're stealing our companies, they're hurting our companies. So you put a tariff on to keep them from doing it.
Mr. President, you smack yourself in the whole head businesses today. President Biden is care of all businesses about all American money.
Well, he had a lot of guys. And then they found out that he didn't know what the hell he was talking about, and I think they deserted him. They deserted him. Those same guys. Look, I don't make pretense of smart guys. There are a lot of smart people around, but they did desert him. They were all with him, every one of them. Now they're all with me. I don't know. It's not going to get anything from me. I don't need money. But I do want the nation to do well, and they're smart people, and they have, they create a lot of jobs. And if they don't do it, China's going to do it. You know, what they've done is they've taken industries and they've taken it away. They outsmarted China. And, you sort of like that. It's okay. They've done a great job. A lot of them. Not all of them.
Protecting women from radical gender ideologies.
Ooh. Sure, I do, but not when you're being ripped off like we are by the World Health. World Health ripped us off. Everybody rips off the United States.
Right.
That's it. It's not going to happen anymore. Thank you very much,
Facts.
everybody.
All right, Bill.
One last one, sir. This is your Martin Luther
Thank
King
you, guys.
Day proclamation.
Thank you, Brad. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Brad.
Thank you.
Let's go. Thanks, President. Thank you, guys. Martin. Let's go, guys.
Thank you very much. Thanks. All right, thank you.
That's respect right there. He said thank you, and they left. Oh, stop. Yo, Trump is the president, guys. Not sure why they're having this Liberty Ball. What that
Hour and a
is.
half.
Whoa.
President Trump capping his
Oh, I gotta go make pee-pee.
Right now.
Oh, all right, watch this for a second, guys. I'll be right back.
Once upon a time, in the wildest corners of Area 54, where even the aliens knew how to two-step, there was a showdown like no other. It was the clash of the century, folks. Prince was the man. He was short, light-skinned man with long hair, but he definitely had all the bitches. And then there was Michael Jackson, and Michael was the king of pop, and he had a monkey named Bubbles. So I'll just leave that right there. Found themselves in a dance competition that would go down in intergalactic history. Now, you see, these two legends had been up to some extraterrestrial shenanigans. They heard rumors that the aliens had moves that could put their moonwalks to shame. Let's go see if there are aliens there. And you know how Prince and Michael were about their moves. Come on, let's go crazy. They weren't about to let any green-skinned, big-eyed critters outshine them. So Prince, draped in his purple glory, and Michael, donning his sparkling gloves, strutted their way into the dance-off. The alien DJ dropped the beat that could make Saturn's rings groove, and the dance floor lit up like a supernova. Prince started his signature twirl, hair bouncing like a purple hurricane. Let's party like it's 1999. And those aliens didn't know whether to clap or abduct him. But then, Michael, with a moonwalk smoother than the surface of Mars, slid in and sent shockwaves across the room.
All right, that was not what we wanted to get into. Elon Musk. I don't know what this ball is. Anybody know what the ball is?
President Trump capping his comeback by returning to the White House after 4 criminal indictments and 2 assassination attempts.
And in his inaugural address, Trump listed his priorities while vowing a golden age for the country.
There has been bodies in this.
Fetterman,
In this video, me and
Fetterman is his own kind of cat, guys.
Today we're going to be building.
I don't know. This is awesome. This is awesome. Come on. What do you think? Are we glad Trump's the president? Like, that's the question of the day.
Our food independence. Visit our food independence. Visit patriotbebest.com.
Oh, it just showed up.
And use code NEXTNEWS for 25% off of your subscription. That's patriotbebest.com. Check them out. Okay, so Donald Trump, he is now officially the president of the United States, and
Yes,
the international
he is.
community is on notice.
Hallelujah.
Vladimir Putin just congratulating Donald Trump. We ran this through a translator, so you might notice that the mouth doesn't really line up with the words, but we did this so you could actually hear what Vladimir Putin is saying. Extending a public congratulation.
The new U.S. president and his team are eager to re-establish direct communications with Russia, which were severed by the previous administration.
Wow.
Not by us.
Whoa.
We are also attentive to his remarks about doing everything necessary to prevent a third world war. Certainly we welcome this attitude and congratulate the elected president of the United States on taking office.
Yeah, they do.
I emphasize, we have never refused dialogue, always ready to maintain a steady, cooperative relationship with any American administration. I've said this many times before. We assume that the dialogue will be built on an equal and mutually respectful basis, considering the significant role our countries play on several key global issues, including
Facts.
strengthening strategic stability and security. We are also open to dialogue with the new U.S. administration on the Ukrainian conflict. The most important thing here is to eliminate the root causes of the crisis, which we have talked about many times. That's the main thing. As for resolving the situation itself, I want to emphasize, its goal should not be a short truce, but not some pause for regrouping forces and rearming to continue the conflict later, but a long-term peace based on respecting the legitimate interests of all people, all nations living in this region. We, of course, will fight for Russia's interests, for the interests of the Russian people. This is, in fact, the goal and meaning of conducting the special military operation.
A long-lasting peace is on the table finally.
Yo.
Putin.
Yo. He did that. He said that out loud, too.
Congratulating
He was
Trump
like,
on
yo.
assuming office, wants to talk long-term peace
Yeah,
in
he does.
Ukraine.
He's like, shit, I want to talk, guys. I don't want to
16
fight.
hours ago, both Trump and Putin confirmed their willingness to meet immediately after Trump's inauguration. Trump wants to end the Ukraine war and the financial drain this war causes. He also wants to stop World War III, something that would ruin Europe, ruin all.
I'd ruin the whole world. What are you talking about?
Ted,
It's not
thank
just
you,
gonna
everybody.
run.
At Homeland Security, we will have a tough leader in Kristi Noem, and we will have an outstanding Secretary of Transportation in Sean Duffy, Congressman Sean Duffy. Great people. And we're going to win so much that Governor Burgum of the Interior, you know Governor Burgum, one of the best governors in the country, is in charge of Department of the Interior, and the hottest man anywhere in the world for energy. When I announced him, people couldn't believe it. You didn't hear of him, but if you're in the energy business, he's considered the absolute best. Mr. Chris Wright
of the energy department. He's going to head up the energy department. He's the hottest guy there is anybody in the energy business. They said, I can't believe you got Chris right. And a man named Marco Rubio is going to be our great future Secretary of State.
That's what's up. Let's go, Marco Rubio.
And Howard Lutnick, a tremendous success on Wall Street, is going to be our Secretary of Commerce. They have to go through these drills, but they're going to. And I want to thank the Republican senators. They've been doing great. And John Thune has been doing a great job in moving the process along quickly. We're going to have a lot of them hopefully approved very quickly. And a very special woman, Linda McMahon, is going to be our future Secretary of Education, which we're going to be giving back to the states. Let the state run education. I said, Linda, I'm making you the Secretary of Education, but if you do a great job, you will put yourself out of a job because you're going to be sending it back to the states. And she's fantastic, and her staff, which has been largely hired, is fantastic. And all of the other leaders will come to me and they're going to say, do you remember I used to do this for fun? But it's really not fun, it's fact. Because we have to do some of best of, right? But they're going to come and say to me, sir, we're winning too much, sir. We can't take it anymore. We have to stop winning, sir. We can't do it. We're not used to winning in our country. And each one of them is going to say, every single one, sir, please, you're destroying our country. We're winning too much. Our country isn't prepared for this. They're not used to winning, sir. And I'll say, no, Linda and everybody, we're not going to stop winning. The people of our country want us to keep on winning, and we're going to go win like never, ever before. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to be doing it, Uncle Sam. Uncle Sam is having a heart attack down here. Look at him. Uncle Sam is going wild. And they think I pay for these people. I have no idea who he is. All I know is he does. And there's Abe Lincoln. Thank you, honest Abe. I have no idea. I swear, I have no idea who the hell he is. But he looks like Abe. He's probably a little bit shorter, in all fairness.
Yeah, that's funny. This is great, guys. Donald Trump is President of the United States of America.
The Constitution of the United States.
The Constitution of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
We can watch that all day. I could just replay that, replay that, and replay that. They are mad as hell. Do it. Sick. 3-gun salute. 4-gun salute. It's good stuff, man. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. It is good stuff. Donald Trump, the President of the United States. Elon Musk. Andrew Tate. Yeah, Elon. I don't know about all that. What's this? She freaked out, man.
Authoritarian administration. This is what 21st century fascism is starting to look like. Republicans really model themselves after Orban's Hungary. And so you can look to see how Viktor Orban runs Hungary to get a taste of how they will try to govern and control media and companies in the United States. And this is kind of an entree to that. As far as what we do, this is a time of experimentation. A lot of people will still use platforms, can still use platforms, but I also look towards places where you have more ownership as well and develop your audiences there. Like Blue Sky, you own your audiences at protocol, decentralized protocol, newsletters, email. Well, we are on the eve of an authoritarian.
This woman ain't got no sense, guys. What is this? Uh-oh, the criminal aliens are running back for... Why are you crying? I don't get it. No, I wouldn't support Bill Gates working. Man, she is probably the most beautiful woman. Uh-oh, what is this?
And Trump and Mike Pompeo went after that issue. They tried very hard with summits in Singapore and summits in Hanoi, Vietnam. In the end, they were unsuccessful.
It is the Battle for the Republic 2024 commemorative coin on one side, and the other side commemorates the 47th President of the United States, Donald Trump, getting inaugurated on January 20th, 2025. Get your coin now at thealexjonestore.com.
Is that his biggest problem?
There's going to be a party going on here in a little while. I don't know who you are. Elon Musk. Yes, I do. Do you think Elon Musk would have a... Alright, let's do a search. Let's do a search for Trump news. Let's see what that brings us up. Trump news. Donald Trump. No affiliations. Oh. Donald Trump, the President of the United States. Number 47. Look at all those executive orders. He's going to make America so much richer, guys. We're going to have so much more money than we ever did before. Listen to Putin, bro.
Today we will be
Putin,
seeing
guys.
the inauguration of Donald Trump as the 47th President of the United States. Obviously, the election period was by all means not easy for President Trump, with fierce pressure being exerted upon him and his family members, all the way up to assassination attempts. But President Trump was courageous and enjoyed a landslide victory. And now we see their statements about wishing to restore direct contacts with Russia, suspended by the previous administration. We've heard his commitment to do everything to prevent World War III. Of course, we welcome this approach, and we congratulate the newly elected President of the United States on his inauguration. We have never been against dialogue. We have always been ready to maintain peaceful relationship with any American administration. I have said that many times. We would like to see the dialogue built upon equality and mutual respect, considering the common positions on our country on a number of international issues, including strengthening security and political stability. We're also open for dialogue with the new US administration on the Ukrainian conflict. The most important thing here is to eliminate the fundamental reason for the conflict. That's the most important. And as for settling the situation itself, its goal should be not a brief ceasefire, not just getting some time to regroup and rearm and carry on the conflict, but long-term peace based on respect to lawful interests of all people and nationalities living in the region. And of course, we're going to fight for the interests of Russia and its people. This is actually the goal and point of the special military operation.
There you go. Putin says, "Shit, we want to talk, bro. We don't want this mess keep going on." Only male and female. Do you think pride flags should be banned from all government buildings? Yes. Two genders. What is this?
Whatever.
What a great, oh man, what a great.
Very tall son named Barron. Has anyone ever heard of him?
Barron got him to do Joe Rogan. That's awesome. He's just like his dad, a showman. That's what's up.
Trump governed this nation in a responsible way where everybody prospered. And if you don't believe that, you're a moron.
Facts.
Every single thing, every single indicator was on positive territory. All the working people, no matter what color they were making more money and there were more jobs.
Yes.
We didn't have inflation. We didn't have supply problems. We didn't have any of it. Now we got all of it, in addition to an open border. I don't care whether you like Trump or not.
Right. Ivanka Trump. Give me a thumbs up. Shoo. That's a good looking one.
Also end the government policy of trying to socially engineer race and gender into every aspect of public and private life.
Right on. Yeah. Can I get a hallelujah for the most beautiful woman? Uh-oh, Whoopi's under trouble. Ooh, Whoopi ain't gonna be happy. He is my president. Here, I'm gonna put that up right there. Can I like make that bigger? I don't know. How do you make that bigger? You can't. Oh, there you go. Like that. He is my president. Let's go, DT. Props, bro. Much love, because you did that for real, for real.
Letter.
He may have. Wait. Don't they leave it in the desk? I don't know. Oh.
What's in there?
Thank you, Peter. It could have been years before we found it. Wow. Thank you.
Oh.
Can you read that on the outside?
Maybe we should all read it together.
Let's read it.
Well, maybe I'll read it first and then make that determination.
That sounds great.
Peter, thank you very much. I may not have seen this for months.
Happy to help with the passing of the torch.
I did.
Peter gets to be Peter, man. That's gonna be so much fun. You gotta love Peter Ducey as the. Oh yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, he needs to go down. Melania Trump, bro. Man. Oh, what is
elections? They come and go. Some elections are, important. Some are not. But this one, this one really mattered. And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you. My heart goes out to you. It is thanks to you that the future of civilization is assured.
Facts. Let's go, Elon. I don't know about, I get he was throwing his heart out to the people, but that almost looked Hitlerish, so don't do that again. Look how beast mode that dude is. He's got to be just insanely beast mode. They got their Trump inauguration going yet? Let's see. Not yet.
Sir, this is an executive order.
Biden White House, specifically President Trump. Let's see. Okay. This from 2 hours ago. Vivek Ramaswamy posting, "It was my honor to help support the creation of Doge. I'm confident Elon and team will succeed in streamlining government." So Vivek is out at Doge. And yes, you have all of these pictures. People are freaking out because Elon Musk made a sign which appeared to be a fascist salute. But, you know, who wore it better, right? Hillary, Barack, Kamala. Barron Trump just got a massive standing ovation at the Capital One Arena. We showed that earlier. Trump says we are witnessing the dawn of the golden age of America. It is happening, friends. It is happening. J6 prisoners are starting to be released right now.
Let's go.
There's Barron Trump. Gunter Eagleman calls him the heir apparent.
No, he's so proud of that.
Trump White House announces Vivek is no longer part of the Department of Government Efficiency. So
he's going to run for governor.
Trump White House.
So we need to support him
officially
for governor.
Confirming that. Here's more from 2 hours ago. J6 hostages set to be let go from the D.C. jail as Trump supporters rally outside chanting USA in anticipation of their release. It's going to be a beautiful sight to see, man. I'm still like beside myself. I still think I'm like dreaming. I can't believe all these things are happening. Man, we've all been through hell.
This is, man, we are in some crazy times.
Holy
guys.
cow. What?
Whoa, wait. Hold on. What just happened?
Look how, as Gulf of America in a new executive order. No way. Oh boy.
Oh
boy. It's happening.
Oh,
DeSantis
let's get it.
Recognizing the Gulf of Mexico as Gulf of America. Executive Order 25-13.
Let's go.
Holy cow. Bring it on, baby. Here's Trump talking
on the
about
J. And, you know, tonight I'm going to be signing on the J6 hostages, pardons, to get them out. And as soon as I leave, I'm going to the Oval Office and we'll be signing pardons for a lot of people. A lot of people.
Beautiful. It's happening, friends.
Yeah.
It is happening. The border was officially closed as of 1 p.m. today. Vivek is not serving in the Doge. Humanoid robots displayed at the Consumer Electronics Show. Oh boy. That's crazy. Although I do want to get
that's been going on for a while though.
Elon Musk's robot.
I still don't understand what the chief ball is. The Gulf of America. Look at that, guys. Ball. We are the now. I mean, it's mostly America anyway. The Gulf of America. That's what's up. That's cool. Donald Trump. Fight, man. Never stop fighting. JD Vance, much love, my dude. Congratulations. Give a shout out to JD right there in the comments, everybody. That dude right there is really stepped up his game. I just love the American dream, and he is definitely the American dream. President Trump officially declares the U.S. government 2 genders. So we don't have to say they, them anymore. We can just say he, she. Because that's all there really was anyway, right? He, she. Media. Let's see what the media says. I don't know. I've never searched it like this before. Is that just pictures? Interesting. That's not the media we were looking for. People list, top, latest. Let's look at latest. What do we got? Donald Trump signing some executives. My dude is gonna come. He came to bring it. That's so good that he had 4 years to learn it, 4 years to watch it, and now he's got 4 years to implement it. Man, this is gonna be some amazing stuff right here. Donald Trump, some more. I mean, look at this. President Trump has pardoned 1,500 Capitol rioters as he signed the first orders of his presidency. Let's go, Trump. That deserves the love right there for sure. What is this? President Trump withdraws nice. Yeah, because we were paying. Yeah, that's crazy. That was definitely an interesting story. Trump was our Australian TV news channel this morning in the White House office, chatting away with the press to signify stacks of apparently prepared presidential orders. We're going to see quite a bit of action in the next weeks. I don't know who you are. Good news is these pardons are illegal. I know the Dems and rhinos don't give a shit about such details, but Trump does. That's facts. That's facts. Yeah, Biden pardoned. That's bullcrap what he did. That shouldn't even be allowed. That shouldn't even be allowed. Let's hear what he says about this.
Of America, and we will restore the name. A short time from now, we are going to be changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, and we will restore the name. All illegal entry will immediately be halted, and we will begin the process of returning millions and millions of criminal aliens back to the places from which they came. We will reinstate my Remain in Mexico policy.
Yeah, that was a good policy, and let's not tell a lie. Trump commute sentences of Proud Boys and Oath Keepers leaders. Let's go. Trump signed the executive order to unleash American energy. Trump signed an executive order aimed at easing the permitting process and rolling back regulations to boost U.S. oil and gas productions. Let's go. We're gonna be a leader, man. We're gonna be rich. We're gonna be Saudi Arabia rich, bro. This is gonna be incredible. Trumplican, whatever that is. I'm not a fan of CBS News and don't like Gayle King because she's a partisan reporter, but her noting this isn't wrong. I noticed it, just as I noticed Trump picked only one black person for his cabinet, and no surprise to me, it was for HUD. Oh, that's crap. Get out of here with that shit. Let's go. Did Trump withdraw the United States? Yes, he did. Ba-na-na-na. Excellent news. Can't wait for J6 Patriots. I love my President Trump. Yeah, buddy. He's coming for you. He's coming to help you guys. He is not going to leave you. I honestly believe Trump is a president for the people. Why? Because he is the people. He's not a politician. If he was a politician, I'd be like, yo, this dude ain't for us. He don't give a crap about us. But he's not. He's not a politician. He used to be a rich donor, but that ain't nothing. Lots of rich donors in the world. This is my president. I don't know. Shoot, there's so much going on, man. They're still hanging out.
Carrie Underwood, you were amazing today. They had technical difficulties too. And in life, when you have technical difficulties, you just got to keep going.
Right.
Or as President Trump would say, you got to fight.
Woo! forgot 2 more.
How good was it to see our president back in command, President Trump? What do you think? I mean, it won't play.
You're on?
I'm on, but it ain't playing, man. I guess it's dead. You know what? Hell, just snap your fingers. That's okay, bud. That's okay. Here, just take it with you.
Just snap your fingers, huh? Snap your fingers. All by yourself. We can do it all.
You can tell the world you never was my girl. You can burn my clothes up when I'm gone. Come on, like this. Or you can tell your friend just what a fool I've been and laugh and joke about me on the phone. There you go. You can tell my heart, go back to the phone. Or you can tell my feet to hit the floor. Or you can tell my lips to...
That dude's like, I don't even need a guitar. Y'all got me crazy.
Lying around that. Up next.
Uh-oh.
Are they
What's
a BRICS
happening?
nation?
In the last few months. Have you ever had to call on one of
Man, I love Peter
Biden
Ducey. You guys like
issuing
Peter
preemptive
Ducey?
pardons to his family members. In stark contrast from past ceremonies, some of the most exclusive inauguration seats were filled with powerful billionaire tech CEOs. The president painting a clear picture of his alignment with big business during this administration. Everything is changing minute to minute, and we will bring you the very latest as we get it. We start our coverage with Garrett Haake, who's live for us tonight on Capitol Hill. Garrett, I'm going to start with a question you may not be able to answer, but you're pretty good, so I know you're going to try. So we had expected so much on immigration, so much on other executive orders that we thought were going to come tonight. It's unclear if it's happening so far. What's your understanding of what's going on right now?
Well, I think we're going to see a good deal more of these executive orders, Tom, once the president gets back to the White House. The ones that we've seen so far are kind of the low-hanging fruit. They're mostly about the functioning of government, things like a hiring freeze with some exceptions within the federal government, ordering federal workers back into the office. It's possible that the things we're going to deal with on immigration have a little bit more density to them. They may want the Oval Office backdrop. I can't say with any certainty, but in terms of why the decision was made to put some at the parade and some back at the Oval Office. But if the president doesn't do these immigration executive orders tonight, I think that would be a huge departure from everything we've been told that are his priorities and everything that he ran on, frankly. I think we're going to see these splashy immigration orders before the close of business, whenever that happens tonight.
And then what is your sense of what happens with the people he calls the quote-unquote J6 hostages, those people that were convicted and locked up for storming the Capitol on January 6th?
Yeah, look, we're reading tea leaves here, mostly based on what he has told us publicly and what J.D. Vance, the vice president, have told us publicly, and that is that we're going to see a large number of pardons and commutations of sentences. That's something that both Trump and J.D. Vance has said. Vance has gone a little bit further and more specific and said for folks who are convicted of violent crimes, don't expect to see it go that far. So what we could be talking about in terms of numbers, Tom, if you want to just pardon or commute the sentences of people who've already finished their sentences, you could get 700 people off the books just like that. If you wanted to pardon people just convicted of nonviolent offenses, the number's around 1,000. So Donald Trump could hit a big round number, which we know he likes, with, I think, perhaps relatively little political blowback. When you start getting into commutations or pardons for people convicted of things like assaulting Capitol Police officers, it definitely gets a little bit more hairy. That may not be where Trump wants to go. That's certainly what his allies, like former Speaker Kevin McCarthy, have been publicly arguing that he not do. But at this hour, I think only the folks in and very close to the Oval Office know the answer to that question. It's been a fairly closely guarded secret.
Garrett, I got 30 seconds with you. Anything surprise you about today that the president said?
Well, one thing that he didn't say is that we haven't heard more specifics on tariffs. This has been something that Donald Trump has run on for years. It's his favorite economic tool. Really nothing specific about planned or upcoming tariffs in the works at all from him today.
Garrett Haig first. Garrett, we love you leading us off tonight in the special coverage. We appreciate that. For more on President Trump's first few hours back in office, I want to bring in our political pros tonight. Steve Hayes, he's editor and CEO of The Dispatch and an NBC News political analyst. Rob Bluey, president and executive editor of The Daily Signal. And Simone Sanders Townsend, a former senior advisor and chief spokesperson to former Vice President Kamala Harris and co-host of The Weekend on MSNBC. We thank you all for being here. Steve, I'm going to start with you. You've not been a fan of Donald Trump, but you'll take Donald Trump, I think, over Joe Biden. Anything surprise you about what happened today? I guess my bigger question is this a new Trump? Is this the same Trump? He's 78 years old. He's a little older, a little wiser. He's been to this rodeo before.
Yeah, there is no new Trump, right? I mean, we've heard again and again and again, this is a new Donald Trump. There is no new Donald Trump. This is the same Donald Trump. Now, I thought the speech today was interesting in part because it felt much more like a State of the Union than it did
that inspire you. There need to be things that make you glad to wake up in the morning and say, I'm looking forward to the future. Yeah. And I love you guys. So, And let me tell you, I'm gonna work my ass off for you guys. So, I really will. So, and
she could be part of it.
Yeah, but I'm
she
super
could be
fired
part
up,
of it.
for the future. It's gonna be very exciting. As the president said, we're gonna have a golden age. It's gonna be fantastic. And one of the fundamental things, one of the most American values that I love is optimism. And this feeling like we're gonna make the future good. We're gonna make it good. So, man, I can't wait. This is gonna be fantastic.
Yeah, for real.
So thank you again, and yeah, I'm just so excited about the future. Thank you guys. Thank you. This is what victory feels like. Yeah. And this was no ordinary victory. This was a fork in the road of human civilization. Okay. This you know, there are elections that come and go. Some elections are, you know, important, some are not, but this one this one really mattered. And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you. My heart goes out to you. It is thanks to you that the future of civilization is assured. Thanks to you.
It is.
We're going to have safe cities, finally, safe cities. Secure borders, sensible spending, basic stuff. And we're gonna take Doge to Mars. I mean, can you imagine how awesome it will be to have American astronauts plant the flag on another planet for the first time? How inspiring would that be?
I love Elon.
You know, there's always problems in life. You know, there's this problem, solve that problem. But you know, there need to be things that inspire you. There need to be things that make you glad to wake up in the morning and say, I'm looking forward to the future. Yeah.
The future.
I love you guys.
Yeah, facts, bro. We appreciate you, man. We appreciate you. Elon.
And let me tell you, I'm gonna work my ass off for you guys. So, I really will.
I believe that.
I really will. So, and yeah, but I'm super fired up for the future. It's gonna be very exciting. As the president said, we're gonna have a golden age. It's gonna be fantastic. And one of the fundamental things, one of the most American values that I love is optimism. And this feeling like we're gonna make the future good. We're gonna make it good. So, man, I can't wait. This is gonna be fantastic. So thank you again, and yeah, I'm just so excited about the future. Thank you guys. Thank you.
We won, you mad, it's done, too bad, boo-hoo, so sad. We won, you mad, you cry, we laugh, we wave the flag. Thank God that we're back, couldn't take another 4 years. That's a wrap, I can take a bath in your tears. That's a fact, you got lipstick all on your beard. You're a man, that is cap, that is cap. You pretending you're accepting, that's an act.
Let's go.
If you want our freedom, come and take it back. Bet you can. We won, you mad, it's done, too bad, boo-hoo, so sad. We won, you mad.
Listen to Roseanne right here, guys. She goes off right here.
They're trying to cancel me and say that I'm a racist. Got a mean hook, they can't get me with that jab. Trying to take away my right to go and say this. Well, listen up, cause this one is going bad. With the facts. Why they trying to turn Becky into Dan? You get screw Eminem.
Oh, yo, she did that shit.
If you mad about it, go and cry about it. Shave your head and wear a shirt that says you're woke. If you can't handle a lot of facts and make up lies about it, say goodbye to Joe, your daddy's coming home.
Daddy's home.
We won, you mad, it's done, too bad, boo-hoo, so sad, now your daddy's home. We won, you mad, you cry, we laugh, we wave the flag, now your daddy's home. We won, you mad, it's done, too bad, boo-hoo, so sad. We won, you mad, you cry, we laugh, we wave the flag.
Let's go. Tom McDonald spitting them jupes like pop. Check this one out, guys. This right here is for you, Joe. I just want you to know, man. I think what they did to you is elderly abuse.
The streets are full of fire and smoke. This ain't the way I thought it would be. The White House full of evil folks. Americans ain't free no more. They don't respect folks like you and me.
They sure don't, but they will now, huh?
The way we're treated ain't been fair. Fake news on every TV. 4 years we've been in this nightmare. While they killed American dreams. We can't afford our lives here. Ran food and gasoline. Colors don't run and I only warn you once. Buddy, don't tread on me. I won't forget the ones who died for our freedom. And I ain't gonna hand it back. No. If liberty and justice ain't enough to believe in, then get out of here and don't look back. Go. We love our home, and if you don't, pack your bags, you're free to go. Don't let the big door hit you with a good Lord split you. Wave goodbye to Joe. We love our land. If you ain't friends,
come on, guys, say goodbye to Joe, man.
Don't let the big door hit you with a good Lord split you. Burn someone else's flag.
America is losing hope, divided by the way we vote. This ain't the way that this all should be. We're fighting over memes and jokes, they're burning flags that we hold close. They think that war's only overseas. The way we're painted ain't been fair. So what? You don't know me. You got something to say? Well, I'm right here.
Come on, let's go.
Freedom of speech. You like to claim I don't care, 'cause I ain't gonna bend no knees.
Colors don't run and I only warn you once. Buddy, don't tread on me.
I'm right here, guys.
I won't forget the ones who died for our freedom, and I ain't gonna hand it back.
That's a fact.
If liberty and justice ain't enough to believe in, then get out of here and don't look back. Go, go, go. We love our home, and if you don't, pack your bags, you're free to go. Don't let the big door hit you where the good Lord split you. Wave goodbye to Joe. We love our land. If you ain't fans, buddy will help you.
Come on, let's guys. Give me that love for our land, huh? Hit that like button.
Burn someone else's flag.
Come on, let's do it.
If you look close, you'll see America. She don't look quite like she did. This ain't the country that our parents love, but I still hear her on the wind. We love our home, and if you don't, pack your bags, you're free to go. Don't let the big door hit you where the good Lord split you. Wave goodbye to Joe. We love our land. If you ain't fans, buddy will help you pack your bags.
Really
Don't let the big door hit you where the good Lord split you. Burn someone else's flag.
Oh, I love that song, guys. I love that song, guys. What do you think? Is that a good song? Huh? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Leave it in the comments. I don't know, that other one was pretty good too. Let's do another Tom McDonald search. This is good shit right here.
Good day, everybody. It is happy Inauguration Day, everybody. It is official.
Oh, we got 13 new Trump stuff. Uh-oh, hold up. What's going on here, guys? Hold on. Got new Trump news here. Can I hit the refresh button? Is that what you do? What does this say? Let's see. I don't see anything new. Can you just go straight to X? I don't know. How does that work?
Other than raising taxes, it can go into the money market and borrow, competing with its own citizens and driving up interest rates, which it has done, or it can print money, and it's done that. Both methods are inflationary. We're victims of language. The very word inflation leads us to think of it as just high prices. And then, of course, we resent the person who puts on the price tags, forgetting that he or she is also a victim of inflation. Inflation is not just high prices. It's a reduction in the value of our money. Right. When the money supply is increased, but the goods and services available for buying are not, we have too much money chasing too few goods. Wars are usually accompanied by inflation. Everyone is working or fighting, but production is of weapons and munitions, not things we can buy and use. Now, one way out would be to raise taxes so that government need not borrow or print money. But in all these years of government growth, we've reached, indeed surpassed, the limit of our people's tolerance or ability to bear an increase in the tax burden. Prior to World War II, taxes were such that on the average we only had to work just a little over 1 month each year to pay our total federal, state, and local tax bill. Today, we have to work 4 months to pay that bill. Some say shift the tax burden to business and industry, but business doesn't pay taxes. Oh, don't get the wrong idea. Business is being taxed so much so that we're being priced out of the world market. But business must pass its cost of operations, and that includes taxes, on to the customer in the price of the product. Only people pay taxes, all the taxes. Government just uses business in a kind of sneaky way to help collect the taxes.
Yo, that was crazy.
leave America if Trump wins. Let's read out all these names. Alec Baldwin, fuck off. Whoopi Goldberg, fuck off. John Legend, fuck off. Chrissy Teigen, his stupid whore wife who's a terrible person, you can fuck off too.
shit.
Rob Reiner, fuck off. Barbara Streisand hasn't had a song since 1931, you can fuck off. Nancy Pelosi, fuck off. Hillary Clinton, the most evil woman in history, fuck off. Megan Rapinoe, fuck off. Tom Hanks, fuck off. The only thing you ever did good, Tom, was play a retard. No coincidence. Amy Schumer, fuck off. AOC, fuck off. Lady Gaga, fuck off. Taylor Swift, Bill Gates, Jane Fonda, Madonna can all fuck off. Mark Ruffalo, I don't know why they chose you to be the Incredible Hulk, because you're clearly a little pussy. Fuck off. Kim Kardashian, fuck off. Bruce Springsteen can fuck off. George
Yeah,
Clooney
for
can
real.
fuck off. Hunter Biden, he doesn't even know what fucking day of the week it is, but he can fuck off anyway. Oprah can fuck off. Robert De Niro can fuck off. Samuel L. Jackson, I used to think you were cool, but I'm afraid you now have to fuck off. Miley Cyrus, Travis Kelce, Bobby Altoff, Rashida Tlaib, Stormy Daniels, Anthony Fauci. We don't want you here, Fauci. You're a fucking liar. All of you can fuck off. George Soros can fuck off. Eminem, Ellen, Sean Penn, Sharon Stone, Ashley Judd, Tommy Lee, Bryan Cranston. Imagine going from Walter White to a little liberal fucking dickhead. Fuck off. Billy Joe Armstrong can fuck off. And Bono's gonna drive his car off a cliff. That's the list of people I would have kicked out anyway. So fuck off. That's the list of people that we don't want in America anyway. So get the fuck.
Yo, that's funny right there. What is this? Where's Michelle? Oh, he had to walk in there alone, bro. That's gotta be very humbling. Very humbling.
Barack H. Obama.
Shoo.
Is that every social media platform, mass social media platform in the United States has been taken over by the right wing, with the exception of Blue Sky, but Blue Sky is still very small, relatively. So when I say put the pieces together, Elon Musk took over Twitter, and there's open reporting. It's pretty obvious as well that they have manipulated the algorithms. They've artificially manipulated the algorithms to boost right-wing content on X and to amplify harassment. Then you have Meta. So you have Mark Zuckerberg, and I know we're on Instagram right now, saying that they're basically also bending the knee to Trump with their changes to fact-checking, regardless on how effective that was in the first place. It's an open signal. And now TikTok is
lost. They're ultra rich on X. I've been working on a video where we feed people in need globally, and if any of you wouldn't mind donating $1 million to help us feed more people, that'd mean the world to me. Oh, what's up? Mr. Beast put that? There are only 2 genders, which there should have only been anyway, right? I mean, Barry Trump, my dude is beast mode, bro. He's about a stud and a half now. He's gonna have to be kicking the girls off of him, bro. That's gonna be crazy.
And repeat after me.
J.D.
I,
Vance.
James David Vance, do solemnly swear
I, James David Vance, do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office on which I am about to enter. So help me God. Congratulations, Mr. Vice President.
JD.
because of Mexico as well, and some that came from the Biden administration in the closing months. But with those shelters already sort of empty on the border there in Juarez, that's got to be a good sign for the United States.
I think it certainly can be. And, certainly I don't think this is any surprise to anybody. Maybe the particulars of it might be, but the fact that it happened should not be a surprise. I think it's been telegraphed since November. So I think there's, again, an adjustment of what does it exactly mean? What's the new plan going to be? But I think the message has been made pretty clear, and today was, certainly delivering on that message.
Mayor, we thank you for joining our coverage tonight. I want to ask you, if you get a call from Tom Homan, the border czar, and he says, we're coming into Denver, we're going to do a raid, are you going to work with federal officials? Are you going to let your local officials work with federal immigration customs enforcement?
When it comes to focus on violent criminals, we have partnered with the federal government in the past. We will partner in the future. So if they're looking to target violent criminals, we will help support them. We notify them, or we will release folks from our custody if they need to pick them up. We won't do ICE's job for them. So our officers have their own full-time jobs to do here, keeping the streets of Denver safe. And so we won't do federal immigration enforcement. We won't pick people up or detain them or hold them. That is the immigration and customs enforcement's job. And so we'll do our job as Denver. We'll collaborate on violent criminals, but we won't do the work of ICE for them.
Mayor, I don't know the particulars of your sanctuary laws in Denver, right? They're different in every city. In places like New York City, for instance, Mayor de Blasio had ICE removed from Rikers Island, right, from the prisons there. Why wouldn't you want, in some cases, federal immigration officials to be able to work with your local police? Explain to me what the concern is there for a mayor like yourself.
Yeah, we think we have a common sense approach, which is we don't ask your status when we stop you for a busted taillight. So any stop, we don't ask status. We don't proactively report status to the government. But if the government contacts us and says, we know you have X person in your custody who is a criminal, will you let us know when you're releasing them so we can pick them up? We will work with them and say we're releasing him this Thursday at 2 to 4 p.m. and they can come and pick them up. So that means that's part of our city law, that's our state law. We don't proactively ask status, but when ICE reaches out to us and is trying to find someone, we will be able to help connect them if we're releasing them.
Mayor, what happens, though, if there is an ICE enforcement in Denver that you don't approve of? If there is something like families of undocumented that are either being separated or are being just taken out and ushered out of the country, are you going to stop that? Are you going to look the other way? What would you do in that situation? And I know it's a hypothetical.
Well, the answer is we won't provide
not
help
a
in those
hypothetical.
settings.
We're
We
going
won't
to
do
do
ICE's
this.
work for them. If they're going to do a raid on a workforce site, that is their prerogative as federal law enforcement officers. They can do that. We're not going to get in their way, but we will not aid and abet those efforts. Our only purpose is to keep public safety, and so we'll respond where we have to enforce or protect public safety, but we won't support them and these efforts. That's their policy. They have to implement it on their own.
That's the Denver mayor.
Are you listening to what President Trump is saying? Is it keeping you up at night, or do you feel that you've got this and it'll work out?
We are worried. We have to take him at his word when he says these things. I think we're really worried about protected places and protected populations. Churches, schools, hospitals, they've long been no-go locations for ICE because to run a safe city, we have to have a hospital that everyone can go to if they're in an emergency without worrying about getting deported. We have to have kids be able to go to school without worrying about their status or their parents' status. And we're worried about these protected populations. We have a lot of individuals who have arrived, who've done what they were supposed to, have applied for asylum or applied using the CBP-1 or the TPS process. They have work authorization. They're on the job paying taxes. We don't want to see those statuses revoked or those folks pulled off the job or kids pulled out of school and deported. We don't think that's what anybody needs. It'd be a huge disruption and a crisis to the city and one that is not something that we're in need of or want to see happen in Denver.
Just want to look at that.
Matthew, we just heard Gabe Gutierrez reporting how much more Border Patrol needs, right? They're operating at a deficit right now. They need more funds. They need to hire more people. During his inaugural address, President Trump said he's going to end catch and release. Is that even possible?
It is to a point, and certainly, logistics and resources would need to be there to be able to do that, because what you're ultimately talking about is rather than releasing somebody pending a, long distant in the future court date, holding them in custody to get through some level of their due process before an immigration decision is made, typically by a judge. So it takes money, it takes resources to be able to hold people through that process. And it also takes, resources for the men and women of the Border Patrol to go out and do their job. And, we focus a lot on the southern border. We also have our northern and coastal border. And unfortunately today, to kind of, show the importance and how critical resources are on the border, we lost a Border Patrol agent in Vermont to gunfire. So, it's an ever constant reminder of the dangers, but that shows how important the resources are, that we dedicate the right tools and assets to help keep our agents safe and help them do their job.
Matthew Hudak, Mayor Johnston, we appreciate your time tonight in our special coverage. I think it's very important to our viewers to hear from people like yourself, so we thank you for that. For more of these executive orders and the legal battles they could face, I'm joined tonight by NBC News senior legal correspondent Laura Jarrett. Laura, I just want to read some reporting we have from our good friend and your co-anchor on the weekends, Peter Alexander, who's saying that the president just told him, quote, "We're going to have some fun," and he was talking about signing more executive orders at the White House. So kind of walk us through the process, right? He signs his executive orders, and then what does the law tell us? They immediately become law, if you will? Whatever he writes down there gets enforced, or can people challenge that immediately?
They have the force of law, Tom, and they can still be challenged. It depends on exactly what the text and what the language is, which we are eagerly awaiting to see, especially those ones on immigration. The devil is going to be in the details. Other ones are going to be sort of giving directives to executive branch agencies to take certain action, which might take a little bit longer to sort of see the full effects of those. Obviously, the pardons that he has detailed at length, the ones on the January 6 rioters, those cannot be challenged. Unlike some of the other ones that we're going to see a flurry of court action, the ones on January 6, those are going to be a done deal. As soon as they're done, Tom, whether they're commuting somebody's sentence, which means giving them less time, or just doing a full pardon, wiping them out. There are about 200 people still behind bars, roughly by our count, Tom, who were convicted.
And now a message.
Their acts related to January 6. A bunch of other people really tallying in the hundreds of people who didn't get jail time or who have already served. He could pardon those, and obviously you wouldn't see the same sort of practical implications. But for people who are currently behind bars, those are the ones we're watching carefully, Tom.
Some of the executive actions that he mentioned at the Capital One Arena, this one stood out to me. There's a requirement that federal workers
go to work. All right, this right here looks like it's going to be funny. Donald Trump has announced Medea as his press secretary.
And now a message from the White House Communications Director.
I'm Donald Trump's new communication director because all the rest of them sorry asses got fired and they only left with me. I'll be taking one question for each of you, not two, one at a time. Thank you so much. Yes.
Who are you?
Yeah, my name is Medea, mud to the damn DEA. You only get a first name because I have warrants. Thank you so much. Next question. Question.
Yeah, what makes you qualified to be communications director?
Why do you think you get two questions? Will you feel entitled, white man? The reason I'm qualified to be communication director is because I'm here. Now mind your damn business. Thank you very much. Next question.
Wait, did you even vote for Donald Trump?
Hell no, I didn't vote for Trump. Only two black people voted for Trump. One was Ben Carson, and the other was that man behind him at the rallies with the sign say "Blacks for Trump." I'm not damn one of them. I voted for Hillary 3 times. Thank you very much.
Then why did you agree to do this job?
Why does anybody work for somebody they can't stand, they don't like? They need a check. I need the CHEQ, okay? So that's why the hell I'm here. Thank you very much, okay? I'm putting a scaramuccia in this bitch. After this is over, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna be in this bitch for about 10 days, then I'm gonna do Dancing with the Stars, and we're gonna have a good time up in this bitch.
Isn't she great, folks? Isn't she great? Let me shake your hand. Let me shake your hand.
Damn, Donna, what the hell? You gotta watch him when he's shaking your hand, because he'll be shaking with that right, but on that left, he'll be reaching down trying to grab my purse.
This was totally my idea, by the way. Of the 37 communications directors I've had, Madaka is easily the best, believe me.
Medea.
Maybelline.
Medea.
Michelob Ultra.
Medea, man!
Not to be confused with media, which is all of you, and you're all fake news.
Donna, would you please go in the back? I told you I got this here. You getting ready to make me slap your ass back to reality television. Okay, now we're going to take some real questions, okay? Real question. Yes, the white lady. Thanks so much. We're going to answer the white lady question, yes.
What do you have to say about the administration's poor handling of disaster relief?
Well, have you looked at the administration? It is a disaster, and I'm the relief. Next.
Well, the president's been holding a lot of rallies. Is he already campaigning for 2020?
I'm sorry, what was that about a Klan rally? I'm sorry, what did you say?
The president has been holding a lot of rallies. Is he already campaigning for 2020?
I don't know, but I'm running for 2020. Yes, right. It was Franklin Theodore W. Bush Roosevelt who said that you have nothing to fear but a mad black woman in the White House. We going in for Kaepernick. Taking a knee for Kaepernick.
Please get up.
On and on and on.
Alright, Madea. So, you know, Madea in herself is just funny. That's all. That's just all there is to it. I like me some Madea. Can't tell a lie. Have anybody seen this Joe Biden pardon people stuff? I don't even know if that's legal.
All right, Caddy, we have breaking news right now. Joe Biden has just, according to Jonathan Mir, has just issued a series of pardons of significant.
Just now, a statement from the President of the United States, Joe Biden, talking about the need to defend public servants, and he's offering pardons. He is pardoning now. I'll just read from it. I'm exercising my authority under the Constitution to pardon General Mark A. Milley, Dr. Anthony S. Fauci, the members of Congress and staff who served on the January 6th Select Committee, and U.S. Capitol and D.C. Metropolitan Police officers who testified before the Select Committee. He goes on to say the issuance of these pardons should not be mistaken as an acknowledgement that any individual engaged in any wrongdoing, nor should acceptance be misconstrued as an admission of guilt for any offense. And just backing up a moment, we have known for months now speculation that there would be these preemptive pardons issued by the White House. There were some people wanted them, others did not. But a remarkable, historic moment here in just his final hours of the presidency, issuing pardons for those who very much were targeted by Donald Trump and his allies for potential for prosecution and retribution.
I think what's significant about these particular names, Willie, especially for the January 6th committee, Liz Cheney, Adam Kinzinger, and of course all the Democrats on the committee, is that the incoming president, in his interview on Meet the Press several weeks ago, after being elected, because there is, it's one thing to be saying it in the heat of a campaign, but after being elected, saying that the people serving on the January 6th committee should go to jail, that obviously probably made Joe Biden more ready for those pardons. Of course, Mark Milley, he said what he said about Mark Milley. Same with Fauci and the U.S. Capitol Police.
These are being offered.
They're being offered. So they're being offered.
That's correct.
So they have to accept those.
They have to accept them. Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the limousine ride just got more interesting.
Yes,
the
it
one
did.
We've been talking about
that's going to be
when
something.
President Biden and the president-elect ride over from the White House to the Capitol. The president ends the statement by saying the issuance of these pardons should not be mistaken as an acknowledgement that any individual engaged in any wrongdoing, nor should acceptance be misconstrued as an admission of guilt for any offense. That was part of the reason some of these people, and we'll see if they accept these pardons, that said, I don't want a pardon. Because by accepting it, it implies that I've done something wrong, and I haven't. So it'll be interesting to see now they've been offered. There are 4.5 hours left in President Biden's presidency. Claire, it'll be interesting to see if they take them.
It makes me sad. It makes me sad. First of all, it sets a precedent. Can you imagine the list 4 years from now? Not good. And frankly, it shows that we have gotten to the point that we no longer trust the institutions of our court.
Yo, MSNBC is saying this.
To fairly administer the laws. Because I think the people who say I don't want a pardon are saying that because they know factually there is no evidence to do anything to them. So I get it, and I'm not being critical of the president for doing it, but it's sad. It is very, very sad, and it's another blow to the institution of rule of law in this country.
Claire, I have a question. Maybe you can answer it. I don't know. Maybe someone else here can answer it. Do these pardons offered this morning, do they time out with the demise of the Biden presidency?
No.
They don't?
No.
Okay.
Let's go right now to NBC News senior White House correspondent Gabe Gutierrez. Gabe, of course, some
this
breaking.
Just broke.
This obviously breaking news on the offering of pardons to Liz Cheney, Mark Milley, members of the January 6th committee. That
Anthony
includes
Fauci.
Adam Kinzinger, Anthony Fauci, obviously, as Willie said, the limousine ride over to the Capitol just got a little more interesting.
Yeah, certainly, Joe, Mika, Willie, good morning. It didn't get a whole lot more interesting, and this is something that we had known.
But I said to myself, it's sad. I told the people. Some people were in the road, they're crying. They go, we have people that have gone to 200 and 250 rallies. We have the beautiful ladies of North Carolina. We have the front row Joes. I mean, we have people that have gone to hundreds of rallies. I said, this will never happen again. I don't believe it will. I don't think it'll ever happen again. And we'll get together, but it'll be different. We're going to get together and we're going to make America great again. We're going to fix our country. We're going to have strong borders and we're going to have fair elections, and hopefully we'll get a fair press eventually, because that's a very important element. You need a fair press. He and I understand the press because you give them a story, you know exactly everything that happened, and they'll write it the opposite, like the exact opposite. They'll write it to actually hurt you. It's hard to believe. That's the other thing. You wonder, why do they do that? It's so bad. And they've lost such credibility. You know, when I first came to politics, the news, the press, had a 92% approval rating. Yesterday, it hit 14%. And I'm actually very proud of that, because I've exposed them for being a total fraud. They're a fraud. But hopefully they won't be a fraud for long. Hopefully that'll straighten out, because that's a very important, the press, a free press, a real press, is a very important part of greatness, of making a country great. They're almost like, they're glue that keeps it together, but they're also like, in a way, a police force that keeps it honest. But they're so dishonest that they have no credibility. Think of it, 60 Minutes asks her question. And you know, I brought a lawsuit on this today. You saw that. 60 Minutes, because it's so wrong. She gives an answer that only a moron would give. You can give bad answers, but this was an answer that a person who is not a smart person, a person who got the lowest score, perhaps in the history of the bar exams, okay? You know, she failed the bar exam, okay? But this is a person, this is a very low IQ individual. This is the answer of a very low IQ individual. And by the way, I think everybody that runs for president or vice president should have cognitive tests. They should have testing, because, you know, and I don't mean by age, because, you know, some of the greatest leaders in the world were in their 80s, or the 80 period, because there is an experience thing and other things. Some of the greatest leaders in history, you look back, and I know many people that are in their 80s that are, I know one person from 80 to 90 made billions of dollars, and he was a failure for his whole life. And you know him, I'll tell you who it is later. But he was a failure for his whole life. But I said to myself, it's sad that in a way this whole great thing that we've built is never going to happen again. But what is going to happen again is we're going to turn our country around, we're going to make it great, and we're going to be so proud of ourselves, because we have to save our country. Our country is going bad. We're a failing nation. We are, as I say, we are a nation in decline. We are a nation in very serious decline. And look at what these stupid people have done. They've allowed Russia, China, Iran, North Korea, and others to get together in a group. This is impossible to think. When I was a young guy, I always loved the whole thing, the concept of the history and all of the things that can happen. The one thing, and I had a professor at the Wharton School of Finance, but we had history classes also. He said, the one thing you never want to happen is you never want Russia and China uniting. We united them because of the oil. We united them. Biden united them. It's a shame. The stupidity of what they've done. Well, I'm going to have to ununite them, and I think I can do that too. I have to ununite them. But early on I've read, and you've learned, you never want Russia and China, and they're natural enemies because Russia has massive land and China needs it. Okay? They need that land. China doesn't have the land for the population. Russia has, if you ever look at the size of the Russian landmass, it's like 4 times or 5 times. Doesn't it have like 12 time zones or something? It's massive. They're a natural enemy, and we've allowed them to get together. It's such a dangerous thing. Another thing that we're doing is we're losing the dollar as the standard because of these people that are so, if we lose the dollar as the standard, that's like losing a war, and it'll never happen with me. There's no way that will happen with me. We got to put it back together. We cannot, that is like losing a war. So we're going to get together, and hopefully we'll get together a lot, but we're going to get together, and I think it's going to be very happy times. We're going to put our country back together, and we're going to make it the greatest country in the world again. And you're going to be very proud of all these rallies that we had. And I just want to thank you for being here so late in the evening. I've been doing this all day.
It should actually be the
and
Democrat Party, and I think this was Joe Biden's final kind of middle finger to the Democrat Party, because now they're going to be in shambles. How do they excuse what he did? How do they excuse his mental decline? How do they excuse everything they said about the overuse of pardons? Now that Joe Biden has done everything on his way out the door, oh boy, that was his final middle finger to the entire Democrat Party, and they're going to be the ones that have to clean up this mess.
You know, Clay, in the opening monologue, I actually played Chuck Schumer, Adam Schiff, who got one of the pardons, and Joe Biden, all saying you shouldn't have preemptive pardons. And look what happened today.
Let's start with here. Everything they said Trump would do, Biden actually did.
Yeah.
All of the anti-democratic moves, all of the totalitarianism, basically from his party, and the preemptive pardons. I actually think Trump should prosecute still his Department of Justice, because I don't believe legally you can preemptively pardon someone for 11 years, going all the way back to 2014 with his family. Sean, it's indefensible.
Well, here's the thing. The power of the pardon is absolute. I've talked to a lot of legal scholars. I don't even know if I want to challenge.
Yeah.
Because you know what? The people that did weaponize the Department of Justice, politicize the FBI, politicize intelligence, that was the Democrats. I'd say let it go. And then if they try this in the future, they set the precedent.
I say we let it go, but we talk about it. We talk about it for 2 reasons. First of all, he did it on this day. And it was a cowardly move to do it almost 20 minutes before the next president was set to be sworn in. The second thing about it is, you know, just be honest, man. I mean, this whole narrative that Joe Biden is an honest man, that's not true. We saw what happened with his son. He lied to the American people, said he would never pardon him. He did it. He had every intention to do it. We saw that he covered up for his son, his drug deals, the business deals. He didn't even claim his own granddaughter. Not even claim the granddaughter.
Were we like the only people to say,
the only one.
How about you recognize your own granddaughter?
It wasn't until USA did a whole article about it
huh?
that they acknowledged.
They wouldn't
granddaughter doesn't even have Secret
Maureen
Service
Dowd
protection.
shamed him into recognition, and then it died.
They wouldn't put up a Christmas stocking
I
for
know.
her. I mean, that's like next
Wait a
level.
minute, it's worse. They put one up for the dog.
Yeah, that's a great point.
I mean, that's pretty low.
He's a bad guy. He's the worst president of our lives, and as Lawrence just laid out, he's actually also a really bad dude.
Yeah.
So all of the Grandpa Joe lies, I'm glad they've gone up in smoke.
But look, the family made all this money.
Yes.
Comer and Jim Jordan and people like Peter Schweitzer, they found this out early. It was funny because Joe was talking about oligarchs, and I'm like, you mean like the Russian oligarch Elena Baturina? Are you talking about the oligarchs in Kazakhstan, Ukraine, Russia, and everywhere, China, that they're getting all this money from?
Sean, I'll tell you the one that really stung the average American out there, though. That's the Fauci pardon, because there are so many Americans whose lives were completely destroyed by that man and his changing narrative and his evolving science and what we don't know about the lab leak. So many Americans suffered under Fauci and under Fauci's word, which was taken as gospel. People trusted the CDC, the NIH. They trusted all those institutions. They don't anymore.
You mean, Tommy, we should have believed them when they said, if you get the shot, you're never going to get COVID. Yeah. If you get the shot, you'll never infect anyone else.
Right.
I mean, so he needs a pardon?
And you know what? And if he's not guilty, the same with the rest of them. If you're not guilty, don't accept the pardon then. That's an admission of guilt.
Yeah.
And the other thing that's key about the Fauci pardon, it doesn't cover COVID just. It goes all the way back to when our taxpayer dollars started to pay for gain-of-function research in 2014 that he lied about, guys, in my opinion, in front of Congress. They gave him an 11-year get-out-of-jail-free card for all the lies he told.
He said in 2012 that he supported gain-of-function.
We know that.
Which
Rand
is true.
Paul caught him
By the
dead
way,
to rights.
We're at the Commander-in-Chief. We're at the military ball tonight. One of the great things Donald Trump said today, LJ, was if you got fired because of your position on that shot, you're going to get rehired and you're getting your back pay.
You're going to get back pay. And I think that was, look, there's a beautiful thing that's happened in this country. I mean, we can talk about the lies and what the Biden administration did, but the American people did not believe them. And they sent this president with a mandate. I haven't seen so much unity in the country in a while. Washington, D.C. has been MAGA. New York has been MAGA. I go into the Equinox gym and I see people with MAGA hats. I'm like, what is happening here?
There's no way you will ever convince me New York is MAGA.
Oh, it's MAGA. It's MAGA.
What, did you see 5 MAGA hats?
Let me tell you something. It's a marathon. I think so often in the conservative movement, we want to get everything right now. But he made gains with black folks, Latinos, and liberal cities. He won on AOC's district. I mean, that is a highlight of this presidency, and we just got to build on it. We can't get complacent.
All right, let's talk about today, and I thought this was...
Shout out to Han. Which one did I want to watch? This one. Rachel Maddow.
The second inaugural address in my take on it, was that it had more of a vibe of a State of the Union address than an inaugural address, I think in part because it was indoors. And that made it sort of feel like he was addressing a joint session of Congress, even though he wasn't, even though this was an inaugural address. President Trump spoke in his sort of trademark low monotone, gave his list of grievances. Among his grievances this time was an assertion that there was not even a token effort made to fight the Los Angeles fires, which was a very unusual assertion. If this inaugural address is remembered, I think, as a signal of what's to come, it may be the part where he said, "We're taking it back," when talking about the Panama Canal. He pledged to be a president of peace and to not start any new wars, but did also pledge to forcibly take another country's territory.
No, that's not
while President Trump was speaking, a relatively large group of Proud Boys, the pro-Trump armed paramilitary group, marched in full colors in their trademark black and gold in downtown Washington to the Capital One Arena. Just before the inaugural address, just before the swearing in, outgoing President Biden issued pardons to members of his family, noting that while they had done nothing wrong, he believed the threats and promises of politicized persecution of people who the new president has decided are his enemies warranted what President Biden would have otherwise neverwise considered doing. The second inaugural address
It's official.
official, Donald Trump has signed an executive order to end birthright citizenship for children born in the U.S. to undocumented parents, fulfilling a campaign promise on his first day of his second term. Critics argue that this move violates the 14th Amendment as it guarantees citizenship to anyone born on U.S. soil. Birthright citizenship has long been protected under constitutional interpretations. Because legal challenges are expected immediately, it will likely remain unenforceable until resolved in court. Under the new order, children would only receive citizenship if at least one parent is a U.S. citizen or a legal resident. If otherwise, they would get no citizenship, no federal recognition, or passports. The policy would not apply retroactively. Over the years, millions have benefited from birthright citizenship in the United States. What do you guys think about this? Let me know down in the comments.
There's no way. I don't think so. It's too big to fail. There's too much information and marketing and commerce and opportunity. Donald Trump is not one to turn his back on commerce, okay? He doesn't leave nickels on the floor. So there's no way, and he's never met a marketing platform he doesn't like. So there's no way. I don't think there's a way. I really don't. I'm not even in denial. I'm just a business person. I'm just going to tell you something.
I'm going to get hell when I say this, but her feet are absolutely aching. You know, those heels. We thought we were leaving. We were going home. Sir, would you be able to go down and say hello to some of your other fans that are here? I said, oh, I didn't know that. She said, darling, I love you so much, but my feet are killing me. I said, honey, let me just see how far it is. I asked the person. Oh, not that long, maybe 400 or 500 yards. That's 5 football fields. I said, can you make it? She said, we're going to make it no matter what. We're going to make it because we have to get, right? Right? I'm going to get hell when I say this, but
Donald Trump just signed the first of many executive orders he will be signing today. The first ones, he wanted to do it in person at the Capital One Arena in front of all the supporters. And so here are some of the ones that he signed. As a reminder, please follow me here on TikTok and share my videos as I will be bringing you guys updates throughout the entire night. In his first executive order,
there's no need to go down. I said, young man, pick yourself off the ground. I said, young man, cause you live in the town. There's no need to be unhappy.
But you have a little special treat, and I won't tell you, but let's put it this way. It's the people that 30 years ago had a hot song. 30 years later, it hit #1 week after week, and they're here to sing. And you won't recognize them. They're slightly larger than they used to be, but that's the way life goes.
They have everything for your mental joy. You can hang out with all the boys.
Hi, ma'am. I'm Gibby. She doesn't speak English. I'm still Gibby. Hi, ma'am.
Thank you very much, everybody. Well, the inflation crisis was caused by massive
In every moment of the immense pride we take in you, the members of the United States Armed Forces. Hey, before I go, though, because that's about it for my speech, we have the opportunity to talk to one of those outstations that's out there right now, I think. I believe we got somebody from Korea on. Hey. Sergeant Major Balmer, how you doing out there on the peninsula?
Hey, Sergeant Major, can you read the station number?
Yeah, we got you loud and clear, brother.
Hey, we're here. We've got our commanding general beside me here, Lieutenant General Denis, and we got some great soldiers here in 8th Army. We just want to say that we're proud to be part of this historic day and these festivities. To answer a couple questions real quick that we always get when we talk back home. One is, what time is it over here? Well, it's noon right now here in Korea on Tuesday. And it's not too bad here. I think it's in the 30s today. But we're all doing great. We're fired up to be here. We can't wait to be part of this great event.
Hey, thanks so much, Kent. Hopefully you can hear that applause. We really appreciate you, brother, and everything that you guys are doing to stand the watch out there on. So thank you. And to all of you out there, enjoy your evening, and thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker was awarded the Medal of Honor by President Trump on September 11th, 2020 for his actions during a hostage rescue mission in an area of northern Iraq controlled by the Islamic State. Please welcome Medal of Honor recipient, Sergeant Major Thomas Patrick Payne.
To the President of the United States of America, our Commander-in-Chief, President Trump, welcome home. Your warriors missed you.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
To our loved ones, distinguished guests, and most importantly, our Gold Star families, we're honored by your presence as we stand together to celebrate our Commander-in-Chief. From the first shots at Lexington and Concord, to the frozen fields of Valley Forge, to the beaches of Normandy, to the mountains of Korea, jungles of Vietnam, across the deserts of Iraq and Afghanistan. Every generation of American warriors has answered a sacred call to defend the U.S. Constitution and our American way of life.
Yes, sir.
When our boots hit the ground, we carry the legacy of every American warrior who has come before us. We are the living ambassadors of the American fighting spirit and a tradition of courage written in the sacrifice of our fallen. The sound of the guns has always been our nation's warriors' call to action. It demands that we live the Army values of personal courage, selfless service, and unwavering sense of duty to complete the mission. Throughout history, American warriors have answered a call to serve something greater than themselves. Right. This truth is reflected in the words of Isaiah 6:8. Then I heard the voice of the Lord saying, "Whom shall I send, and who will go for us?" And I said, "Here I am, send me." President Trump, our chain of command, and warriors, look around you. When the mission demands absolute success and lands on the desk of our Commander-in-Chief, we will stand ready, we will answer our nation's call, and say, "Here I am, send me."
Here I am, buddy. Here I am, Trump. Here I am, Trump. Right here, buddy. I'm for you,
When
my
danger
dude.
threatens, when liberty calls, Americans warriors will always answer the call to service. Victory demands a full measure of our nation's commitment. From the great Americans who support us on the home front, together we are an unstoppable force. This is the strength that is America's key to victory on any battlefield. Your U.S. military will train relentlessly because we understand the hazards of our chosen profession. When chaos erupts, when the sound of battle calls, we respond with power and purpose. We fight to win our nation's wars and annihilate our enemies. This is the standard. We honor our fallen by living extraordinary lives in honor of their sacrifice. Their legacy lives on in every victory in our daily lives. Across generations of American veterans, branches of the military, American warriors stand together, backed by a nation committed to victory. Never forget our commitment to each other extends far beyond the battlefield. The standards that we set, the excellence that we demand, we continue to serve our great nation for the rest of our life.
Yes,
our
sir.
foundation is one of discipline, dedicated to bring out the best in one another. Once our time in uniform ends, our commitment extends for the rest of our life. Tomorrow's challenges will be difficult. Our military will be prepared, more lethal, and more determined than ever before. Our job is to take time and learn from the past and become more lethal. I look forward to standing with you in whatever battlefield awaits us. Keep your aim true, your tomahawk scoured, and your warrior spirit fierce. President Trump, we stand ready to answer our nation's call, always running towards the sound of the guns and annihilating our enemies. Here I am. Send me.
Please welcome Senior Enlisted Advisor to the Chairman, Troy Black, and the Senior Enlisted Leaders for the services.
Let's go. Give it up for them soldiers, guys. Give it up for them soldiers.
Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Sergeant Major Troy Black, and I'm the Senior Enlisted Advisor to the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs. Thank you all for being here tonight. To all our military members, our families, our Medal of Honor recipients, family and friends, thank you. Thank you to our first responders, our law enforcement, our fire professionals, and especially our Gold Star families.
Yes, sir.
On behalf of the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs, it is my privilege to welcome you all here to the Commander-in-Chief's Ball, honoring the inauguration of President Donald Trump, our 47th President, and we now call him our Commander-in-Chief.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
Since 1775, the military has been led by the Commander-in-Chief. The Commander-in-Chief is vested with the authority over all military operations and personnel. As outlined in the Constitution, this role is fulfilled by the President of the United States, and he is responsible for making critical decisions that affect the security and defense of our great nation. And for the last 250 years, the Commander-in-Chief has had the solemn duty to lead our military forces, ensuring they are always prepared to defend our homeland. Once again, President Trump shoulders a tremendous responsibility of guiding our military with strength, vision, and unwavering commitment to the values and freedoms that we hold dear.
Yes.
As a Senior Enlisted Advisor to the Chairman, it is now my distinct honor to introduce to you our service Senior Enlisted Leaders. They carry on one of the highest honors in all of our military forces. They serve our great nation and represent their service members, their service cultures, and are the standard bearers for all that is right in our military. Together as a shining example of our joint force, this group works to ensure that our United States Armed Forces, the absolute finest and most powerful military on the planet,
bet
that they have enlisted corps leaders are empowered, well cared for, and above all else composed of the most lethal war fighters who are fully prepared to defeat our enemies and support our friends when called upon. First, let me introduce, on behalf of the Sergeant Major of the Army, Sergeant Major Mike Weimer, Sergeant Major Vern Daly. My Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps, Carlos Ruiz. The 16th Master Chief Petty Officer of the Navy, James Honey. The 20th Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force, David Filosi. The 2nd Chief Master Sergeant of the Space Force, John Bentavania. The 7th Senior Enlisted Advisor to the Chief of the National Guard Bureau, John Raines. I'm not going to say who, brother. And the 14th Master Chief Petty Officer of the Coast Guard, Heath Jones. In addition to developing our war fighters, this group appears before Congress to advocate on behalf of the total joint force and their services. They set the bar for the enlisted development and empower their NCOs with good order, discipline, and the mandatory adherence to standards. They build trust among our allied partners and their friends, and our senior enlisted advisors promote not just their independent strength, but also increase our mutual worth as a joint force. I want to take another moment to acknowledge the force behind our force, our military families. The force behind our force is to us the most important thing. Family is absolutely the bedrock of our military, much like our NCOs are the backbone of our services. It is said that non-commissioned officer and petty officer are important to us, but I will tell you right now, without our families, without our friends, without our extended family members, it is nothing to serve our nation, because they are who we serve. On behalf of every service member, past, present, and future, we thank each military and family member for your priceless contributions to our nation's security. There is no class or book to teach you for what you do, but being a military family member is exceptional. As exceptional as our service, and you serve along beside us. Can you please join me in a round of applause for our military families? Ladies and gentlemen, the service senior enlisted advisors and their spouses and families and I are thrilled to join you all this evening in this momentous occasion. Thank you for all you do to support us and our nation. I'll now close up by asking you to join me in a few moments in the time-honored tradition of celebrating and welcoming our Commander-in-Chief, President Donald Trump. And God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.
Look at this, guys. Donald Trump is in the house.
Love for every nation. I got love for all races. I got love for all religions. Got love for so many places. No love for a politician, a congressman, or a senator. If the country that they put in first ain't the United States of America. No love for these politicians with corporate interests in other countries. Only one that I serve is God. I don't serve man, I don't serve money.
Yo.
Money. No love for the people living in the USA, but always hating it. Got a lot of probably shouldn't say to yo, matter of fact, I'll just pray on it. I'm pro-life, pro-God, pro-gun, not ashamed of it. Yo, worshiping bullets, yo, killing babies, mutilating children, yo, Satanists. Supporting the troops in their tour doesn't mean that you're supporting the war. Supporting the freedoms that they fighting for doesn't mean that you're supporting the gore. Supporting the country I live in and of, it doesn't mean blindly supporting the government. The world that we live in is trouble. They turn off the media, we should defund it. Supporting America for other nations does not make me a racist. If you like communism so much, I'll pay for your vacation. America first, the people are hurt. Got vets in the street with nothing to eat and nowhere to work. Sending our dollars overseas and funding these wars. No love for these politicians if they're not America first. America first, as countries protect their borders, it's not a controversial subject. I say close the southern border, it seems to get people upset. I don't care what names you call me, we in $40 trillion of debt. Uncle Sam takes half your money, then you get a low refund check. I am America first. Kamala cares a better purse. I never sell out the people to raise my net worth. The Second Amendment is there to always protect my first. I'm a better rapper than Meg Thee Stallion, and I don't even have to curse. Let's keep the American dream alive and put an end to all the lies. BLM raised billions, and what did they do for black lives? Politicians promise you the whole world, then they backslide. What happened to Hunter's laptop? You know I'm most strapped up. Gun rights are human rights. Feminists been sold a lie. You can mess around and find out. Play stupid games with a stupid prize. God bless the whole USA, even the ones you hate me. Still fighting for you today, and no globalist paid me. America first, the people are hurt. Got vets in the street with nothing to eat and nowhere to work. Sending our dollars overseas and funding these wars. No love for these politicians if they're not America first.
That was good. That was dope. That was dope. Hold on. Let's go check out the next one. That was dope, yo. Oh, I thought we were doing Trump songs. Sorry.
If you want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Alright, I don't know if I can play that one.
We go make our country great again, 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 great again. We go make our country great again, make our country great again.
With a record of no impeachment and no convictions, weighing in at a sturdy 215 pounds from the streets of Queens, New York, the two-time leader and defender of the free world. The Teflon Don, Donald
Tulsi, Elon, RFK, Bench, we squared up. Democrats played dirty, but we got the dub. It's been a long campaign, from Queens to Tampa Bay, but I praise God that He let me live to see this precious day. From Israel to Iran, and Russia to Ukraine, Joe made us a joke, they don't see us the same. How close we've come to World War III is insane, but now I'm back, I'm about to put some more respect on our name. The deep state run out of time, now they're terrified. They couldn't get a case of stick, but Lord knows that they tried. Bulletproof from built to thrive, that's just my vibe. 2 attempts of my life, yet I'm still alive. Now I'm walking around with balls bigger than the Nephilim, protected by the king that was born back in Bethlehem. The leader of the free world, I'm fighting for my citizens. With God as my witness, we gon' make this country great again. We gon' make our country great again. Make our country great again. Make our country, make our country, make our country great again. We'll make our country great again. Make our country great again. Make our country, make our country, make our country great again. We locking in and set to spin the block on all my foes again. Have mercy, Lord, on many men, cause my patience is wearing thin. My Avengers assembling. We got the deep state trembling, cause now they know we stepping in to make our country great again. You know what it is, it's Teflon Don, just do what I do. I hope that everyone's good, I hope everyone's excited. We're about to do some great things, some great things. My new album, Get Elected or Die Trying, coming out 2026. Get ready, it's gonna be the greatest album of all time. All the hits.
Guess who's back?
Guess who's back? Back again. Trump is back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back? 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 Bing 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 bing.
I'll create a monster, cause nobody wants to see Biden no more. They want Trump. I'm chopped liver. Well, if you want Trump, this is what I'll give you. A little bit of weed mixed with some hard liquor. Some vodka that'll jumpstart my heart quicker than a shot when I get shot at the hospital by the doctor. When I'm not cooperating, when I'm rocking the table, well, he's operating. You ain't in this womb, now stop debating, cause I'm back, I'm loaded reg and ovulating. I know that you got a job, Miss Pelosi, but your husband's heart problem's complicating. So the FCC won't let me be, won't let me be me, so let me see. They try to shut me down on my Twitter, but it feels so empty without me. So come on, come on your lips, that on your lips, and some tits, and get ready, cause it's about to get heavy. Just settle all the lawsuits. Nancy, this looks like a job for me, so everybody just follow me, cause we need a little controversy, cause it feels so empty without me. I said, this looks like a job for me, so everybody just follow me, cause we need a little controversy, cause it feels... Yes.
Hey, MAGA gang, hey, so MAGA down, my MAGA on my chain. Me and you. Hey, MAGA gang, hey, so MAGA down, my MAGA on my chain. Me and you, we ain't the same on the game. Hey, Donald Trump is your president, and if you like it or not, keep the energy you had with Barack. Cause you know this Trump train don't stop. Tell Beto to please come try to take my block. You wanna impeach him? I guess that's what you do when you can't beat him. That need to dead that. And I'm coming through your hood in my red hat. And they say they looking for me, I say where? Cause it seem like they all high like some scared cats. You can tell the deep state that I said that. Cannons always on my shirt. They gon' be triggered when I wear that. I exposed all the fakes, now who next? Bryson do not tolerate no disrespect. We went to the White House, they said we got a check, but this truth might make you upset. Donald Trump is your president, if you like it or not. Keep that energy you had with Barack. Cause you know this Trump train don't stop. Tell Beto to please come try to take my Glock. You wanna impeach him? I guess that's what you do when you can't beat him. That need to dead that. And I'm coming through your hood in my red hat.
No tenemos negocio de piscina.
Sí.
Pasamos mucho trabajo, no había trabajo.
So pretty much during the time that Obama was president, he with his business, he went through a lot of hardship.
Y entonces cuando Trump todo cambió.
When Trump came in, everything changed financially.
Mucho trabajo.
Let's go. Yo, mucho, he said. That means a lot, bro, in case you don't know Spanish. Donald Trump, America First rap song.
Trump the Don, back at it again. This time in the countryside. Shout out.
Trump the Don, back at it again. This time in the countryside. Shout out Jason Aldean, Morgan Wallen, and Dana White. I could have just retired in peace. I could have been golfing with my niece. I could have been chilling on the beach. But I got too much love for the streets. Hey, let's make America great for every religion and race. Yeah, men don't have a vagina. The radical left works for China. All I ever wanted for the USA was a good economy for your family.
The 47th President of the United States has made his appearance at the presidential ball, guys.
Please welcome Vice President J.D. Vance.
Let's go,
by
J.D.
Second Lady Usha Vance.
Usha. Oos.
You know your daddy was born to die, but all my trials, Lord, will soon be over.
Please welcome Sergeant Tatiana Saldana, United States Space Force, Sergeant Henry Waller, United States Army, Staff Sergeant Lexus Martinez, United States Marine Corps, and Petty Officer Emmanuel Gamble, United States Navy.
Glory, glory, hallelujah, is to this marching
God, what a president, bro.
glory, glory,
Hallelujah. His truth is marching on. Is marching. I got tears of joy in my eyes, guy. Man, the J6ers are... Can't do that, bro. You can't put yourself up there like that.
Of people do not go.
Where's it at? It's over here. If I take this, put it right here. Can I take this and put it over here? Blow that shit up.